2 degrees. The weather sponsored by i3 Broadband. Spring is here. Time to toss out that dusty treadmill in your laggy cable internet. Upgrade to 100% in-home fiber from i3 Broadband. They're springing forward with their longest price guarantees ever on their gig speed internet services. No data caps, just pure speed. Visit i3broadband.com/radio and start your spring off right. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Chris Raunchy, Amy Markscores, The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Good morning and a wonderful Friday to you. We call it Friday morning friskiness here on this show.
That's what we call it.
And it's a good time to have you with us today until 12 o'clock. Then it is the Gas House Gang. 314-436-7900 to join into the show today by calling or texting. If you'd like to leave a voice message, you can do that too with the Odyssey app. And by the way, the Odyssey app's where you can listen to the show live. All of KMOX live podcasts of all the shows, everything is there. And the Cardinals game a little bit later on, you can hear on the Odyssey app. You can watch us too if you want. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We are at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
We are entering Memorial Day weekend. Technically, is Friday Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it is.
So.
And
it was, judging by the lack of traffic this morning.
There was no traffic this morning.
New Betty.
Lovely.
Well, that's odd because AAA is predicting again a record travel weekend this Memorial weekend.
Ooh.
And the Democratic National Committee released their autopsy. It did not go well, but we've got Hancock and Kelly to discuss.
That's right, baby. Hancock and Kelly are here. Cardinals lost the series to the Pirates. They've got the Reds tonight. 4:45 pregame, 5:40 first pitch. And, of course, you can hear that on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app. We are going to talk to Jen Sees today on the show. Jen will join us because City SC plays this weekend as well. They've got Austin FC tomorrow. That's back to MLS play. So good show today. Gary Jennings Jr. of the Battlehawks will be with us later on as well. Battlehawks have 2 games left to go, and we have Battlehawks tickets to give away today.
Yeah, we
You have to be listening for your chance to win.
That's quite a bit.
It is. John Hancock, Michael Kelly, it's good to see you both.
Hey, guys.
How are you doing?
Fine. We went to the ball game yesterday.
I heard
Together?
that.
Yes.
Yeah, well, kind of together. No, I mean, John was with his grandchildren, and I was with my mother and my
That's
aunt
adorable, you
and
guys.
my uncle, and then we all met up towards the end of the game.
Yeah, we did. It was a lot of fun. Nico's first game ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
How old is he?
1 and 3 months.
Aw.
And absolutely perfect weather. Had on a pullover, a hoodie yesterday at the game, and was thinking back to opening day when I was in shorts and a T-shirt.
Because it was 93 degrees.
Yeah. Although I did see Andy Banker posted a photo. You guys were all tarps off, right?
Yeah, we got all our shirts
no.
off, and we were swinging in.
Maybe that
if you
wasn't
want to
Andy
clear out a
Baker.
section of seats at Busch Stadium, just send me in and take my shirt off. It's not good.
Well, I've seen a couple of those sections you must have been in.
Well, I'll tell you, Amy and I have opened every day of the week this week with tarps. We've talked about tarps off every day because there's been something new, like a new wrinkle. There was the kids from Stephen F. Austin coming back, and then it was now these other teams are doing it.
Now they got a new section.
They
at the
do.
And now
ballpark.
they have a new section.
High energy section.
Yes, the high
I
energy
kinda
section.
Like that, so
Shouldn't
that
we-
people should know, like, hey, if you're going to go here, don't complain about these kids. Let them have fun.
Do we want to call it the high energy section, or should we call it something else? I mean, high energy section's a little on the nose. Like, don't you
Yeah.
want something kind of clever and quippy?
Well, it's
give
too
us,
late
give us
now.
a suggestion.
I have nothing.
It's too late. Look, they had to slap this together. They don't have time to.
The cardinal cage, the bird cage area, something like that.
The bird
Well,
cage.
what they've done, we talked about this yesterday, but if you have bought seats for that section, it's now general admission. So they've told you, like, hey, we're going to move you. We're
Yeah,
going to
they
move you
did.
to a comparable place somewhere else in the stadium. I mean, you can go out there still, but
Right.
they are encouraging people, if they're going to be in that section, to,
Have
take
fun.
them off, baby.
Yeah.
Titolo.
Get your tarps
I mean, it's
on.
kind of like this is the you have to pay attention section. You've
That's-
got to
that's
be
right.
a good fan section.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
And so last night there was the Angels. They've been happening at Angels games, but they are combining in Anaheim, they are combining tarps off with sell the team chants. And it's so good.
That's amazing.
And it was really loud last night. They must have had like 3 or 4 sections up in the upper right corner of the stadium. And just everybody with their shirts off and chanting at the ownership to sell.
Does Disney still have a role in that team or no? Is that over with?
No, it's Artie Moreno.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
He's had it for years.
And they stink. And they have stunk.
So bad.
But they've had 2 of the greatest baseball
Right?
players
Crazy.
of modern times.
It's wild that Mike Trout has been to 1 playoff series.
And Albert was there for 10 years.
And Albert was there, and Shohei for a couple of years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They have had 3. You're right about that. They have had 3 of the best players of the last 30 years on their team, and they can't win anything.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. And that franchise is, I guess they're snake bit.
I guess
what's going on.
What I've taken great pleasure in, the algorithm must send me a lot of New York stuff because of who I follow. But I just love that the Mets are a complete slop bucket with the highest payroll in baseball. And I mean, the people's heads in New York's just blow it up. It's my favorite thing.
That's
great.
pretty good.
I love it.
The Mets are struggling, although they have
But I do
a great
love-
little team song.
So I
Greet the
love
Mets. Greet the Mets. I love that song.
what I appreciate
Goofy, mascot.
about the Mets is that they try. They have an owner who says, and even if he's misguided in how he spends his money, he's not afraid to.
No, he's
Right?
just a lot of money.
He's not afraid to spend.
He just says, you know what? I'll throw some money at the problem.
Does he have the highest payroll in baseball right now, or is it the Dodgers?
It's got to be the Dodgers.
It's the Dodgers.
They're right there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, though, I'm misguided with how I spend my money, and I'm not afraid to spend it either.
And you don't have billions
I
either.
do not. No,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
You should have billions, though.
Why? Why should she have billions?
Because
I
I'm,
think Amy would be doing good for the world if she had billions of
Amy
dollars.
do
I'm
with
a
$1 billion?
shimmering star in the radio firmament.
What billionaire is single that we could introduce you to? You and Elon?
He's got to be old and have a heart condition, probably.
Yeah, and a
Please.
bad cough.
Yeah.
She'll take one of the Ellisons, either one.
Who's the oldest billionaire you can think of?
Exactly.
How
I'll take
old
that one?
was remember her name, the model, the blonde model,
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Anna,
Oh, yeah.
and she was married to the 93-year-old.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
And I think he outlived her, didn't he?
No.
'Cause
well,
she-
it's not gonna work because the former producer of the show, Chris Myhill, told me several years ago, "You're too old for someone's crisis."
Too old for someone's crisis?
Yeah, somebody's midlife crisis where they go get themselves a
Yeah,
young
I was
gal.
like, I'm gonna marry a billionaire. He's like, "Ha, you're
Well,
too
90
old for someone's
Hold on a
crisis."
second. 93 is not the midlife.
No, he didn't say midlife, just crisis in general.
Well,
Yeah.
for Methuselah, it would be midlife.
Who is Methuselah?
He's the oldest.
Not even midlife. He was like 960
He lived a long
years
time.
old.
What?
Yeah.
What is this, like
Was that
some
Abraham,
Greek
too?
mythology? What are you talking about, Methuselah?
In the
In the
Bible, buddy.
Bible.
Okay, tell us the story for those of us that are Catholic and didn't
That's
read it.
pretty much it, is that he
Yeah.
lived a long
He just
time.
lived a long time.
That's what he's known for.
That's
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? I think it's Louis C.K.'s joke because he was Catholic,
Yeah.
talking about like they don't let you read the book. They're saying, no,
No.
come in the building. We'll tell you.
It's not too far off. It's not too far off. I went to we call it mass. What did I come to on
Service.
service? So John preached on Sunday, and I think I've been to his last 2 or 3 times. And the ever unfolding flower of John Hancock is incredible. I mean, this man is an incredible preacher. I love going to hear John. He told a story from the Bible. This obviously is a preacher, a story from the Bible, and he related it to modern times. And you were really good, my friend.
Well, thanks, brother.
And I enjoy it.
Very kind of you.
What's the name of our church that we went up to?
The Great Day Missionary Baptist Church.
Yeah, and Pastor Melton's
Yes,
there.
yes.
Such a good dude. I encourage you. Hopefully, John will announce when he goes in the future. You guys can join me. John's a great preacher.
I have not been. I have not seen John preach.
I would like to go and him not know that I am there Because
it's going to be obvious that you're there.
Small little church.
No, I don't want that. I want to be fly on the wall.
Not possible.
You will not be a fly on the wall at the Great Day Missionary Baptist Church, brother. I can tell you.
We'll be two flies together.
We got Hancock and Kelly with us for the first hour of the show, and there's plenty to talk about with them, and we will do so when we come back. Anna Nicole Smith. That is the model.
There you go.
I was trying to think of Anna Nicole Smith.
Well, she also has a couple of qualities that I don't, so that probably helped.
Those
with
are
her.
purchasable.
Well, 3, because she has a personality, too. I love you. Ooh, I love you. I love you. You're my favorite.
I'm going to go cry in a shrill tone.
It's getting rough in here.
Oh, man. I didn't say it. You did. Chris and Amy with Hancock and Kelly until 10 on KMOX.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
I'm Anna Garcia, host of True Crime News, the podcast. Every week, we bring you in-depth coverage on cases making headlines, as well as those that go under the radar. Tune in for murders that defy explanation, mysteries seeking exploration, and shocking secrets that will leave you breathless. Each week, we honor the victims by going beyond the salacious in our search for justice. Crime never stops, and neither do we. Listen to True Crime News, available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Looking for reliable HVAC service in St. Louis? The team at Air Comfort Service handles all your heating, cooling, installation, and residential maintenance needs. Visit aircomfortservice.com or call 314-819-0028 today.
Giddy up! It's the Cardinal Cowboy. Is your garage door past its prime? Get a free repair or replacement quote from Renner Garage Door. Renner is America's oldest family-owned garage door company that serves both wholesale and retail markets. Right now, get $100 off a new garage door when you mention this ad. With trusted brands like Delden, Amar, LiftMaster, you know it's built to win. Renner's also hiring experienced techs and installers. RennerDoorSTL.com. Forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER. Built on a century, focused on today. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
So as we mentioned right off the top of the show, it is Memorial Day weekend, and AAA is estimating once again, and it happens every year, that we are going to hit record travel.
Yeah.
Record amount of people are going to be out on the roads traveling to different places, which is interesting considering gas prices are true to roof right now. They are averaging $4.55 a gallon. And this is around the country. So it's been around that $4.55, $4.60, somewhere in that range.
Just imagine how patriotic you get to feel, though, when you fill up. You know, you're doing it for our country. That's what the president says.
Do you feel like it's a sacrifice, like, giving up all your tin or metal or whatever it was you had to do during the... what did they have to do during...
I don't wear pantyhose anymore.
It was rubber, and it was...
Getting them drawn on you.
Yeah, steel and yeah.
Right.
So they were collecting that for the war effort.
Yeah, back in the World War II, I remember it well. And people were sacrificing all kinds of things.
See, it's a really interesting idea because, and I thought about this a lot during COVID, that you had half the country that was like, I just don't want to do this. I don't want to do any of this. And it was, decades prior to that everybody, from what I understand, and of course I wasn't around for it, but from what I understand, people were behind the effort. It was like, what can we do? Well, collectively, what can we do to help?
And we're not as tough as we used to be.
And the war bonds, people were buying the war bonds back in the day.
But I mean, obviously, different time, different kind of war, different messaging, different appeal to Congress, because Vietnam didn't have unanimous support either, which was a long time ago. So I do think there is a lot to be said for how the administration handles going into a conflict, what kind of support you get from Congress. And I know you can say, look at anecdotes or individuals and say, well, they don't support the war. I get it, but there is a mass psychology issue here that if you do make strong arguments, overall it does help, because you can even look at the Gulf War, which had more support. I mean, there was a lot of, patriotic sentiment, and that was the 90s. So it wasn't necessarily that we became less patriotic. It's, what is the war? What is the messaging? How is it presented to the people? Do you have clear, concise objectives? Did you make the argument to Congress? That didn't happen here.
Yeah, I mean, liberating Kuwait, which, you could certainly make a case that what's in it for us there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oil.
But the president, H.W. Bush at the time, made the case that, they'd been overrun by Saddam Hussein, and we were going to liberate that country, and we went in. He had an address to the nation from the Oval Office, and then later that night, the bombs started. And
we watched it.
And then, I think more quickly than many expected, we were able to liberate Kuwait. And then the president stopped. A lot of people wanted him to push on and go into Iraq and take over that country too. A lot of the folks inside the administration wanted that. And the president said, no, that's not our mission. Our mission is to liberate Kuwait. And that's what he did. And when that thing was over, he had a 91% approval rating. Think about that.
Wow.
President of the United States had a 91% approval rating, and a year later he lost his reelection.
Well, so that happened. That was a patriotic time for us.
Yeah.
9/11 was.
Very
and I would
much
argue
so.
that was the 9/11 and the immediate time after it, pretty much the last time we were all joined on the same mission, I think.
Agreed, yeah.
So it's wild to think about the fact there are adults now who have never been alive for us being truly all collectively patriotic.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. And, after 9/11, you would drive through neighborhoods wherever, and almost every house had an American flag out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a crazy.
And prior to that, the first Desert Storm or Desert Shield, and then it was Desert Storm. Everybody had the yellow ribbons out.
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we don't have to have a world event like that to put us all united together. But that was a special time. And also, when you think back to it, John, I had forgotten about the first, liberation of Kuwait. George H.W. Bush did something. He built a world coalition.
He did.
And the build up to that was such that it really had the whole world united behind him. I think ultimately what took him down was the economy.
It was.
And Bill Clinton said, "I can feel your pain." But I hope we don't have to go through another 9/11 to get us all back on the same page.
I don't know.
So the thing about that is I don't know.
I don't think it would work.
I don't know that. Yes, I think that if we
Work.
had
Sounds
another,
like it's a plan. I don't think it would happen.
well, if we had another 9/11,
Yeah.
I think that it would immediately go to finger pointing.
Yes.
Right.
I do too.
Just no matter who's in charge, the other side would go to take advantage of it and say, "Look what they did. They allowed this to happen." There would be no cohesion if we had another incident like that.
And we've not had a unifying president in a very long time in this country. And
Who would you say is the last one?
Well, okay, I have a thing about that. Like, you can't be unified if you don't want to be.
Right.
So there half the country just doesn't want to be unified by the other guy.
Okay.
They just don't want to be.
Just to flesh that out, what qualities make a unifying president, and which president was the last unifying president in your opinion?
Herbert Walker Bush. In the period after 9/11, I thought, George Walker Bush had a very unified country. The traits you look for is in a leader is somebody that wants to bring folks to that's a mission.
That's
that
Obama.
they have.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Obama certainly tried
when
to do
you
that.
have a message of hope.
But you can't do it if people aren't
don't
willing
like
to
you
participate.
because of the color of your skin.
Right.
I mean,
but Obama was one who did try to unify the country.
In his inauguration speech, he said, "I'll be your president too."
Yeah.
So, we talked about how if we had a 9/11 tragedy, would that even unify the country right now, or would it go straight to finger pointing? And then we talk about a unifying president and how you have to want to be unified. There's a difference between the very online culture, the very social media culture, the very, cable news culture.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are the moms and dads taking their kids to soccer practice, the people just trying to make a living, a lot of voters that you'd call low information voters, not low education, but low information, meaning, I don't know, I'm going to vote for this guy. It seems like the lesser of two evils, but I've got grocery bills to pay and soccer practice to go to. So they're not in politics. Do you think that a unifying president could unify the country if the regular people, the low information people who aren't living and dying by politics, who aren't on Twitter all day long because they want to be unified? Or do you think the very online is a large enough number to truly affect the reality that we could not be unified?
It could be. We're all kind of going through this for the first time with social media being so dominant. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful that we can find some unifying. And I think Barack Obama was the last president that did try to create a movement. I mean, we're in this ruby red state. I lived downtown in 2007, and I'll never forget walking down to that arch and seeing hundreds of thousands, and I'm not exaggerating with that number, of people who came to see Barack Obama, and his message was one of hope. It wasn't the other guy stinks, or we need to keep these people out of here.
Why do so many on the right say that he was so divisive?
Because they were mad that he got elected.
And it was also a change in times. He was the first one that didn't look like the 44 previous to him. And it's the changing look of America. And I would argue to you that a lot of the venom that we see that comes from the right is still a reaction to the Barack Obama being that president and being symbolic of a change in what America looks like.
Well, he was liberal too. I mean, he was an absolute liberal, and arguably the most liberal president in the history of the country.
The hatred that still exists for him today, I think, can only be rooted in one word.
Yeah. Well, that certainly is a factor.
Yep.
No question about it.
Do you think the current administration and the right's inability to exclude the more prejudiced and racist voices has made that worse?
Yeah.
As far as looking back at the Obama presidency?
Donald Trump is a president that really has no interest whatsoever in unifying the country. I mean, his message from day one is of division. He has designed, right, and he appeals to the people to whom he appeals, and they love it. And he's got no real interest in trying to broaden that.
Which means that, unfortunately, there are far too many people, actual citizens, who agree with that.
Yeah.
Who they have no interest in being neighbors with certain people.
Yeah, no,
I
think
think that's too bad.
But we may be getting too deep here, but just my little armchair psychologist, I think it's also that people are looking for someone else to blame for their own circumstances. The reason I'm not making $500,000 a year is because Pedro came in and took my job.
And you know what? That's the full spectrum. That's all the way across. All kinds of people have that sort of mindset.
Yeah.
Quick, a texter says George Walker Bush walked around the Oval Office and talked about how you put the country above his self and that he was the president for all. Obama did that same thing, putting country above self, a president for all. He goes on, we went off the rails with the current guy. That's from a texter from a 636.
Hancock and Kelly are with us on this Friday morning here in St. Louis on a Memorial Day weekend. If you're traveling, you best be careful out there because 45 million of you are expected to be on the roads. At least that's what AAA tells us. We've got more time with these fellas, and we got a good show for you before the Gas House Gang at 12. It's Chris and Amy with Hancock and Kelly on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Before a nation, there was an idea. Before freedom, there was a sacrifice. This year, KMOX marks America's 250th birthday. Step into history with John Hancock and Michael Kelly, Sunday mornings at 8, as they pull you into the moment where everything was on the line. This is the sound of a nation being born. Celebrate America, 250 years strong, with Hancock and Kelly, Sunday mornings at 8, only on KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Cloudy and maybe a shower in spots today. 64 right now, the high of 68. Tonight, an evening shower, otherwise cloudy, a low of 61.
Homeowners, I know a lot of you are worried about one thing when it comes to selling, and that's leaving money on the table. Hey, this is Kevin Wheeler. I'm here with Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So, Gloria, how do you help sellers make sure that they get top dollar?
The reality is, most homes don't sell for what they should. I see it happen all the time. They either price it wrong or they don't create enough demand. But with over 2,400 buyers in my Buyers in Waiting database and my exclusive pricing strategy, I'm able to offer my seller a 100% market value guarantee. And if I can get you 100% of your home's market value, I'll pay you the difference. So you don't have to wonder if you left money on the table. You can sell with confidence, knowing you maximize your sale.
Make sure you get every dollar for your home. That's why you call St. Louis real estate expert Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888 or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession.
If you're struggling to hear conversations, TV, or the people you love, now there's an easier, more affordable solution without spending thousands. Audien Hearing makes high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98 with free shipping and dedicated one-on-one support in the comfort of your own home. No doctor's offices, no pressure. Clearer hearing delivered right to your door. Join over 1 million happy customers hearing life more clearly. Visit audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
There's one box that you'd run back into your burning house to grab. It's the box filled with your videotapes, film reels, and photos. Those sentimental, meaningful, irreplaceable moments. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago so that we could help families save their memories from being destroyed by floods or fires.
And it's not just natural disasters, Adam. Every day, videotapes and photos are slowly fading away, decaying, neglected in closets and attics.
Digitizing your old media stops fading, and preserving those recordings means they are safe forever. It's like magic, converting your shoebox of memories into digital files, ready to watch and share.
It's the only way to ensure your legacy is safe for generations. That's why over 1 million families have already trusted Legacy Box. Legacy Box is simple and easy, it works, and is safe. We'd love to preserve your family's collection. Don't wait, the risk is too great.
Visit legacybox.com/radio to save 50%. That's legacybox.com/radio to get started and save. legacybox.com/radio.
Working families are being impacted by higher electricity prices while utility profits increase. Competition lowers electricity's cost, but that's not what your utility wants. Your state legislation rejected their legislation to eliminate competition. Now your utility is trying to ignore them and ask DC for monopoly favors, putting corporate profits over protecting consumers. Hardworking taxpayers deserve better. Call your congressional leaders today. Ask them to tell FERC to say no to no-bid billion-dollar transmission projects paid for by the Electricity Transmission Competition Coalition.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Chris and Amy on KMOX. We got Hancock and Kelly with us this morning. And hey, real quick, before I move on to this other topic, the last Stephen Colbert episode was last night. It wasn't. I don't really watch a whole lot of late night TV any longer. I see clips every now and then. That's kind of how I'm processing it. The president has truthed this morning. Would you like to hear it?
Not really.
Well, I'll
go ahead and
anyway.
tell us.
So his Truth Social post. Colbert is finally finished at CBS. Amazing that he lasted so long. No talent, no ratings, no life. He was like a dead person. You could take any person off the street and they would be better than this total jerk. Thank goodness he's finally gone. That's your president of the United States.
What a loser.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what losers say.
Like,
it's a television host.
Ignore it. Ignore it. Move on.
Oh, my gosh.
I watched a little bit of it on clips and stuff, but it's Stephen Colbert. You couple that with the end of CBS Radio.
Yeah, that's very sad.
With what I believe is the dismantling of the best television show on television, which is 60 Minutes. I don't know if you guys saw, like, Anderson Cooper's not signing back up.
Yeah.
They're talking about running away a lot of those traditional journalists. They've kind of taken away the editorial independence. It's almost like this Stephen Colbert thing for me is kind of a signature in the passing of time that slice of Americana is coming to an end. CBS. I mean, goodness gracious, the Tiffany Network.
They owned this place not too long ago.
Yeah.
There was a time where the guy that we talk about a lot here, Mr. Hyland, was one of the most powerful people in the entire CBS organization, and it was because of this radio station. And now CBS is kind of an itch on the media landscape, if even a presence.
Yeah, of course, the media landscape has changed, forever now. People don't consume news like they once did, and these companies are big, conglomerates. So, CBS has got, is Paramount part of that too? And, I mean, you've got streaming services. It's just not the same.
There's one more post. You want to hear this one too?
Go right ahead.
Stephen. So these are like 8 hours apart.
All right.
7 hours apart. Stephen Colbert's firing from CBS was the beginning of the end for untalented, nasty, highly overpaid, not funny, and very poorly rated late-night television hosts. Others, of even less talent, to soon follow. May they all rest in peace. President Donald J. Trump.
Thank you for your attention.
At least he doesn't take everything super
and
personally.
What'd you say the price of gas is? $5? Well, how's inflation going? Well, are we at war? I mean, this is what this goofball has time to do, is sit at home at nighttime and.
Also, is rest in peace, isn't that suggestive? I thought we were trying to tone it down.
Oh, that's an excellent point.
We're not trying to tone it down? I thought we're toning down.
Is he implying that someone ought to go do something bad
I don't
to them?
know. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
what a fun place where. So the DNC, they commissioned this report, and well, I'd love to give Michael's thoughts on this, but the DNC commissioned a report months ago about why things went the way they went in 2024, which is pretty standard. The autopsy, it's standard. What went wrong, so we can learn from it and move on. And so the DNC for months has waited. They did not want to release the report, and apparently it's because it was so poorly done, they gained nothing of value from it.
Right. Well, I haven't seen the report. I've heard the news reports of what it says, but I bet it boils down to this. Joe Biden became a man of the moment when he got elected in the Trump backlash. It was obvious to all of us that he probably shouldn't have run for re-election. He chose to do that, and many people may argue that his movement was selfish. I don't know how I feel about that, but then he ultimately, hang on, let me get done. He ultimately gets to a place where he has to withdraw. We didn't have a democratic process in choosing Kamala Harris to be our nominee. Having said that, I think by the time we got to the place where Joe Biden wound up being withdrawn from the ticket, I don't think John Kennedy or Barack Obama themselves could have won that election. I think the Democratic Party's brand was just at a place that's what we were going to go through, and here we sit.
Do you recall?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here we go.
That I predicted that Joe Biden would not ultimately run for president. You remember that?
Yeah, we
Well, he did run for president.
Well,
you predicted he wouldn't be our nominee.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he probably set the party back.
No question.
A great deal.
No question. And the defense of him, in the liberal media.
Oh,
behind the scenes, you ought to see him. It's like sitting with Einstein.
I can't keep up with him.
Yeah.
Remember, was it Corinne Jean-Pierre? Wait, was that her name?
Yeah.
She's like a super fit young woman, like triathlete, and she said, I can't keep up with him. Like, then you need to get your heart checked if you can't keep up with him, because you should be able to keep up with him.
But you had inflation was high. I mean, the economy was not humming. That whole panoply of cultural issues that were existent then.
Yeah.
Really, all of that conspired. I still, I think it's remarkable that Donald Trump has been elected president of the United States twice. I think it's remarkable.
And I'm not.
That's a good word.
That's one way to put it.
Remarkable is a
And I'm
great
not
word
sure
for it.
the Democratic Party has rehabbed itself or figured out its problems.
No. So-
I think they're going to benefit in the November election from the fact that Donald Trump is going to be so incredibly popular.
Toxic.
And I think in 2028, our next presidential election, will be a Democrat-elected president. And I'm hopeful that we will have somebody like Barack Obama or Bill Clinton who moves forward with a movement, and it's not just we need to get away from the Republicans. I think we need to have somebody who has a forward-thinking, positive message. Here's my prediction. I don't believe the Democratic nominees for 2028 is a household name right now. I don't think it's one of the people that we're talking about.
What about the midterms here? Because there's been all this redistricting stuff and a battle going back and forth here. And it seems like Republicans have come out ahead in this latest round of the redistricting in terms of gaining seats. Is it going to be close to enough?
No.
To prevent losing the House?
No. And I think there's, I've spent my entire political life I've been through 4 redistricting cycles, What?
I had a little belch coming out there.
Right,
I was trying to hold it back.
All right. So in 4 redistricting cycles, our Republican approach has always been to take majority-minority districts and make them as solidly Democrat as possible so as to maximize the number of Republican seats you draw. So you take St. Louis City and North St. Louis County, and you make them into the 1st congressional district. The Supreme Court ruling and what they're doing in Louisiana and potentially, Tennessee, is to begin to splinter these majority-minority districts and try and increase the number of Republican seats. I think that could very well backfire, especially in a cycle where Republican turnout is likely to be depressed, Democrat turnout is likely to be enthused, and you've drawn all these districts that used to be 58% Republican, now they're 53% Republican. We're going to lose some of those, I think.
Yeah, well, and I think to your point, the last few election cycles, I feel like, have been less of momentum for a movement as it is an indictment of the other side. I mean, I do think Trump won in 2016, not because he was so hugely popular, but really just because Hillary was so unpopular. It was an indictment on Hillary. Biden, people weren't necessarily for Biden because he loved his message so much and they thought this is the man to move our country forward. It was an indictment on Trump. And then you have Trump winning as an indictment on the Democrats who do need to get their act together. The Democratic National Committee Chair Ken Martin had a pretty funny summation of the autopsy, how it was just a mess, but it was really illustrative of how the Democrats do need to get their act together and take advantage of what will inevitably be an indictment of the current administration. And I would say as a conservative, and John, you may feel this way too, I think conservatives are going to be isolated and homeless for the foreseeable future because as much as this administration, I think, has been so damaging, generationally damaging.
Right.
But then when there are Democrats in power, I'm still not a Democrat, so I'm still going to have policy issues. They're going to be different, and I hope that they're policy issues and not legal and constitutional issues. Yeah. But it doesn't mean that it's all going to be hunky-dory. I think if you are a true conservative, this administration has effectively smooshed the old Republican Party.
Yeah, my deepest concern here has to do with America's standing in the world, and I don't know that we'll be able to recover from the damage that's been done to NATO. I hope we can, and I think if the next president can fix that, and the economic policies and all the other things that I'm going to disagree with if it's a Democrat, if they can restore America's standing in the world, and I do think Biden, to his credit, really did kind of come in and buttress NATO. You saw Finland and Norway joining. That was huge. But now that alliance is in very severe disrepair. We're pulling troops out of Western Europe, none of which I like.
When will our allies ever truly trust us
again
as a stable ally? Right. And I think that's the generational damage that this administration inflicted.
That's exactly right. So you get one president that says, okay, we're back, it's all good. We've already proven now
that the next one might take that back.
Yep.
That's a real problem, isn't it?
It is.
Hancock and Kelly with us.
Fine pickle. We find ourselves in a fine pickle.
We are in a pickle. Hey, all right. Never mind.
All right.
Don't mind me.
Yeah,
I'm just over here having a sidebar with our producer. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX. We got Hancock and Kelly with us for one more segment on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX.
All eyes will be on Mizzou men's basketball this year, with one of the nation's top recruiting classes coming to the Zoo. You don't want to be watching from the couch while Mizzou Arena is rocking, so grab your black and gold and experience it. Go to MUTigers.com/MBBTIX to get your name on the season ticket request list for next season. Don't wait. Visit MUTigers.com/MBBTIX today. MIZ.
Tarps Off Mania is sweeping Cardinals Nation. But before you take your shirt off, make sure it's a shirt worth taking off. Friday before Cards and Cubs at Busch, the DGS broadcasts live from patios starting at 3 p.m., counting down to first pitch. And Rally House will be on site with gear so good, you might actually want to keep your shirt on. It's your city. It's your house. It's Rally House with DGS live from patios Friday, May 29th.
Don't miss the final home game of the season. Your St. Louis Battlehawks take on the Dallas Renegades Friday, May 29th at 7 p.m. at the Dome. It's Battlehawks Kids Day. Plus, fans can score an Archie bobblehead while supplies last. Tickets start at just $18 at UFLBattlehawks.com. Caw-caw.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. So as you know, I'm a lawyer, haven't practiced in a long time, but I did plaintiff's work and defense work, so I have a pretty good understanding of it. I have a pretty good idea of who's who in the firmament of plaintiffs' attorneys. And for my money, Mark Cantor is the guy. He's a great attorney. He is a great practitioner. He's put together a great team. He was born and raised here. He lives here. He works here. He wins here. Call 314-628-ALL-9s or CantorInjuryLaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based on advertising.
Let's talk about Air Medical memberships. In an emergency, you don't choose who transports you. Dispatch sends the closest, most appropriate aircraft. Here's what matters: speed, skill, advanced care. Like critical care crews trained for the toughest moments. Like onboard blood that can make the difference between life and death. Arch Air Medical Service delivers life-saving air medical care across Effingham and surrounding communities. When you call for help, we bring hospital-level care to you. Plus, we're part of Air Methods, the nation's largest air medical provider. And about the cost, the No Surprises Act protects patients with private health insurance from unexpected out-of-network air ambulance bills. You're only responsible for your in-network copay, coinsurance, or deductible. Medicare and Medicaid patients have similar protections. No surprise bills, no balance billing, no membership required. Because when it's your life on the line, what matters isn't membership, it's medicine. Learn more at airmethods.com. Copays, coinsurance, and deductibles are set by insurance providers, not Air Methods. Terms and costs may vary. Contact your insurer for details.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
We got Battlehawks tickets to give away on the show today, and you're going to get multiple opportunities to win. That's right. How many are we giving away? Three pairs of tickets. Oh,
wow.
my Lord.
The Battlehawks, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
The last
final
home game.
Let's go, Caw-caw.
Yeah, their final regular season game will be here at the Dome on the 29th.
They got a new quarterback, you know.
Still haven't been to a game.
And I heard Jordan Ta'amu's name the other day. He's somewhere.
He's somewhere.
I think he's with DC. Maybe.
Yeah, he's not with us. We got Perez.
Yeah. So, you know what? In fact, let's give away one pair of those tickets
Right now.
Do it.
We need to the contest line, caller number 5, 314-955-1120, 314-955-1120, and caller number 5 will win those tickets
and get to
for
talk
May
to Frank
29th.
Ladd. I get to talk to Frank Ladd.
Yeah, you get to talk to Frank
You
Ladd.
can ask him how the traffic is.
Yes.
He knows a lot about traffic.
Non-existent today.
So
It is non-existent today.
I thought I heard something during our last segment.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure. I think Amy, when she said, everything's hunky-dory.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she said hunky-dory. Did she? Did she say
But it
honk?
doesn't mean that it's all going to be hunky-dory.
Honky. What exactly?
What's hunky-dory?
Well, what do you mean, what's honky-dory? It's like everything's very white with
Oh, I was
cowboy
thinking
hats.
of like
Look at this.
cars.
Look at this honky.
I thought it was like cars. Like that guy in the Subaru is pretty hunky.
Speaking of white,
honky-dory is a perfect environment for Matt Pajeski. That's what he needs.
Speaking of white, I said this. We had the Greek Festival folks on with us this morning, and John Hancock. And by the way, I'm in this category too. Maybe one of the whitest guys I know. But when he starts to talk Greek, like he'll be like, and all of a sudden he starts busting out Greek words. I'm like, buddy, you got a little culture in you.
Oh, I do.
He knows how to do it.
My son is in Greece as we speak, and he's flying to Istanbul, although in the Greek airport, it's listed as Constantinople.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
Still?
That's amazing. They never got around to changing it.
That's what you call a grudge.
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean,
most people may have some Irish in them.
It's real.
That level of pettiness.
There's some American South in them, too, probably.
Right.
Holding on to a grudge for 100 years.
Constantinople. I love that. A lot of cats in Istanbul.
Is that right?
Yeah, my friend was recently there, and just wild cats everywhere.
It's
supposed to be a beautiful.
Yeah, it was very beautiful.
Very cosmopolitan city, too.
Yeah.
So.
A big history of the Catholic Church there. I would be interested in going there. Having been to Rome, I'd love to go see what they were able to preserve. And my understanding is it splits right down the middle of the city. One side was Catholic, the other side was Muslim, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Supposed to be pretty cool.
We were talking about the most famous people we've ever met or interviewed, and Michael, hands down, has the list. And you just brought up Rome. Have you met all the popes that have been alive?
No. I only met. But when I met him, I mean, literally, he walked by me and I got to touch him out at the airport when he was leaving St. Louis. That was John.
You touched the Pope at the airport.
Right. It wasn't even a handshake. He
reached out and touched the Pope.
They let you get that close?
There you
go. Sounds very haphazard.
Well, I was with some political folks, so that was John Paul II. He'd be the most famous person that I quote unquote met.
That was like the favorite.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then second would probably be Bono. And
Did you touch him too?
I got my picture with him.
All right.
He hits me about my nipple.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
He's a little guy.
Yeah.
And then of course the presidents, Obama and Clinton.
Yeah.
And you have met Margaret Thatcher.
That's the most famous people.
That's a
You met
big
Margaret
group.
Thatcher?
Oh man.
He tricked Margaret
Yeah.
Thatcher.
Oh, I heard this story. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Well, we got a minute. Tell the
He
story.
brought her under false pretenses.
So the guy that was running the college Republicans back then, Margaret Thatcher was coming to make an address or whatever, and he said that he was putting together a group of leaders to meet with her. Well, it was a fundraiser. And so he's selling tickets to all these people. And so we're standing in a circle, and in comes Lady Thatcher, and she's shaking hands, and there's a photographer there. And I did get my photograph with Margaret Thatcher, but it's the back of her head.
Okay.
She's shaking my hand, so it's the back of her head and my face in the picture, and she looks from the rear shockingly like my Aunt Vanita.
Did you tell her that?
I did not. Because I didn't see the picture until, later.
But you met President Reagan.
I did.
Did you meet both President Bushes?
I did.
Have you met President Trump?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
I sat on his plane actually.
The Trump plane or the Air Force plane?
The Trump plane.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Not the worst plane you could have been.
Good Lord.
There are worse planes.
Yeah, there are lots of worse
John
planes.
was not
Amy.
on the Epstein plane. Stop
No,
it.
That's not even the one I was thinking of.
Oh, I don't know what you were thinking
Oh, you
of.
don't want to know now. Damn. All right. Well, goodbye, guys. See ya. Hancock and Kelly, they're back with us next week on a Friday. When we come back, we're going to talk to Ryan Krull from St. Louis Magazine. We'll talk about how a federal program is actually preventing some rehab happening in North City. Also, we'll talk more about the revenue issue when it comes to the police department in St. Louis. There's a lot to discuss with Ryan Krull next on KMOX.
Summer is on the way, or should I say the heat in St. Louis, it's on its way. Be here before we even know it. If you haven't had your air conditioners checked and set up and ready to go for this cooling season, or if you were told you might need a new one, or you just think this is the time of the year, this year is the time to just go ahead and replace it. Prices are down, 0% financing is available. It's still the best time to call me. Don't put it off. One easy number in Missouri and Illinois. It is 314-293-2600. Again, that's 314-293-2600 in Missouri and Illinois, or on the internet, bartinman.com. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
This Memorial Day, make your home the one neighbors notice. At Lowe's, when you have a budget, we have extra big deals. For a very limited time, get 50% off all Holland pavers to reinvent your outdoor space. Plus, keep it fresh around the house with your choice of a select Ego 56-volt trimmer or blower kit for just $169. This Memorial Day, our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/25. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-478-6430 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-478-6430. That's 800-478-6430. What do you have to lose? Call 800-478-6430. Again, 800-478-6430.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 10 o'clock. We have cloudy skies, 64 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. A claim that a drop in U.S. funding is hurting the fight against Ebola.
The International Rescue Committee says the Trump administration's severe funding cuts last year weakened systems in the Democratic Republic of Congo that would have detected the current Ebola outbreak there sooner. That is contributing to the rapid spread of the disease now, the aid group says, saying the cuts left the region dangerously exposed. The cuts mean there is also a shortage of frontline equipment now needed to contain the outbreak, it says. Patrick Reevell, ABC News, London.
The head of the World Health Organization says Ebola's outbreak in Congo is spreading rapidly and poses a very high risk at the national level. Almost 750 suspected cases, 177 suspected deaths. President Trump's political revenge tour met its potential match this week as angry Republican senators finally said no, even if temporarily, with Trump's demands for the $1.776 billion fund for January 6th rioters and other allies. Senators simply refused and left for a break. They also left unfinished the GOP's top priority of passing a roughly $70 billion package that would fuel Trump's immigration and deportation operations. The racing world is mourning the death of two-time NASCAR champion Kyle Busch. St. Louis native Kenny Wallace.
My phone is still going nuts. What do you know, Kenny? What do you hear down there? So we will all wait together for the official announcement.
He says everyone loved Kyle Busch and says those who didn't cheer for him, it was just because he won too much. Wallace calls it a tragic situation. No one is supposed to pass away at 41 years old. Rollin' on the River returns to the Gateway Arch Park tonight. The free festival features a pop-up roller rink, live music, food trucks, axe throwing, and more. It runs tonight through Monday from noon to 8. It ends with a fireworks show Monday night. From the KMOX business desk, amidst all the stories of the destruction of North City neighborhoods from last May's tornado, some good news. Michael Burns with Northside Community Housing says they've been building even before the tornado 6 brand new homes in Jeff Vanderloo.
We're working on 10 homes in the Ville and the Greater Ville. We've got one that's coming in the Central West End, about 80 units that we're going to be redeveloping in the Hamilton Heights and the Greater Ville, the Ville area. And we're going to be working on a project with some senior housing on Natural Bridge in the Greater Ville.
Burns says they have no problems selling new homes in North City once completed. That said, the tornado caused about $2 million in damage to properties in their portfolio.
Mostly cloudy this afternoon, high 70. There can be a shower late this afternoon and early tonight, mainly east of the city. Otherwise, mostly cloudy overnight, low 62. Clouds and breaks of sun and warmer tomorrow. There may be a late-day thunderstorm, high 80. Sunday, clouds and some sun along with a thunderstorm in the area, high 81. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Cloudy and 64 degrees right now. The weather is sponsored for you by McKelvey Homes. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
McKelvey Homes is breaking ground on something new in O'Fallon, Strawberry Farms. When McKelvey builds something, they do it right. Visit McKelvey Homes to schedule a tour at Strawberry Farms in O'Fallon. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today and move up to McKelvey.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe.
It is 10 o'clock on a Friday, which means it's time to chat with a writer from our friends at St. Louis Magazine. And don't forget to sign up for the daily newsletter from St. Louis Magazine. And we're chatting now with Ryan Krull. I would say solid friend of the show at this point.
Yeah. He's our...
Oh, wow. I'm honored to have friend of the show status. You guys are friends of the newsletter. How about that?
Well, great. And you are actually our resident derelict parking
you are
correspondent.
Yes, indeed. All things derelict, I guess.
Yeah.
There's certain things that we like to keep up on. Eggs, Six Flags, and derelict parking are 3 of our passions on this show.
That's right.
Nice. I love it. I mean, I think we're going to talk about derelict houses here in a second, so I'm just can't get away from it, I guess.
That's exactly right.
Can we jump into that? Actually, let's start with it on derelict houses and how a previously existing federal program is now hindering current repairs. What exactly is going on with this?
Yeah, so this is sort of the classic sort of, good intentions gone wrong, I guess you could say. So basically, around the time of like the Great Recession, which is now, almost 20 years ago, the city took quite a bit of federal money from the federal Department, Housing and Urban Development, and they used that money to sort of fix and stabilize vacancies, the vacant houses. The idea was the housing market is just terrible right now. We've got all these vacancies. eventually someone's going to want to buy these things, but we want to make sure the houses remain in okay shape for sort of when the right buyer comes along. So there was a federal program the city availed itself of to purchase and fix up about 200 houses throughout the city, kind of, north and south. And basically, there was some strings attached to this money. This is kind of where the rub is. So basically, these houses could only be developed into affordable housing. That was the sort of strings that were attached to those federal dollars. And now, like 20 years later, developing those houses into affordable housing just won't pencil out for developers. They say they need to develop them into sort of market rate housing if they're going to make the numbers work. So there's people who, in a lot of these cases, I don't know about all 200, but in several of the properties I looked at, they want to develop these sort of beautiful old homes, but they have to just be able to charge, what the market will support. They can't bring them online as affordable housing. So the city is really in a bind here because they're sort of, the current leadership is kind of hamstrung by decisions that were made like 20 years ago.
Okay, quick question on that, because I get it. I get how developers, because some of these homes, like you said, some of the most beautiful architecture is in North City. These beautiful old homes that it would take a lot to restore. I understand how maybe the math doesn't work. My question is, if this money, this funding was received 20 years ago, why haven't they started yet?
You mean like with the stabilization?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great question. So the city actually has been sort of keeping these houses in something of like a status quo, I guess you could say. Like they're basically like preventing them from falling over. You know what I mean? So the city has actually done some work on them over the last 20 years. So not necessarily recently, but the idea is that to sort of like fix them up to the point where someone might actually want to buy and move into them. That's going to be something like a private developer would have to do. So the city has been using the money the way it was intended, but it kind of gets the property to like the 50-yard line, then we still got 50 yards to go.
So if they're having difficulty, and this is just the reality of the situation, because it is the idea is good. You would like for them to be able to redevelop these homes or redevelop the properties and make it affordable for people. But we know that with private developers, they're just not going to want to do it. So that means they just go undeveloped. What is the city able to do to get around this? Is there any kind of way to do that?
So some folks outside the city have some ideas. So this person in particular, Peter Hoffman, he's with this nonprofit called Legal Services of Eastern Missouri. And basically one of the big things they do is sort of fight vacancy and, derelict property owners. But his idea is that basically the city needs to come up with a relatively small pot of money to whenever there is a situation that like a developer would want to develop this one house, like for instance, like an old mansion in Hyde Park. If someone wanted to come in and develop that, they can't bring it online as affordable housing. But basically for that specific property, there could be like a pot of money that could be tapped to pay back the feds the money they spent on the property. And then I would sort of like release us from all the strings that the Fed money came attached with. So for instance, I spent a little time this week at this sort of beautiful, yet, in rough shape, the sort of faded glory of mansion in Hyde Park, 3 stories. It was built, I think, in like the 1880s. It looks like a house that would just sort of fit right in Lafayette Square, sort of the architecture and everything like that. But currently, the city land bank owns it. And normally, if someone wanted to come in and develop a house that the city land bank owns, the land bank would just sell it to the developer for like $1. They would just be happy that someone wanted to develop it and bring it online as housing. But this is one of the houses that the feds put $73,000 in, like, I think it was in 2003. It was more than 20 years ago. So basically, this house needs a ton of work. It needs like new HVAC, plumbing, new everything, basically. But before a developer could even, hammer the first nail and sort of get going, they're going to have to fork over $73,000 to just get started. When normally, if this federal money wasn't attached to it, they could buy it for $1 from the city.
So there are.
Yeah.
The question is, there are developers that are waiting or would be standing by, ready to develop these properties if the rules were different.
Yeah, definitely. I talked to this one woman, Sharon Clark. She's a developer in Indianapolis, but she has roots here in St. Louis. And she runs like a small development firm, or kind of like a boutique firm that sort of works specifically kind of, with taking old properties and, bringing them into basically like really nice houses. Sort of there's a market for folks who want to sort of have a house that's both really nice, but also kind of has some age and history to it. And she said, like, oh, my God, like the housing stock in St. Louis just totally puts the housing stock in Indianapolis to shame. And she said something like, you guys don't know what you have. And she was really eager specifically to develop some of these homes that they kind of look like the Painted Ladies a little bit in Lafayette Square, but they're in Hyde Park, and they're right across the street from the Hyde Park itself, the park that gives the neighborhood its name. So it's a pretty nice area of North City. And she's like, I would love to, maybe do 1, 2, or 3, kind of a small project here in sort of area. I think I could really kind of like a specific block. I think I could do some good on, but it's going to cost her like, $250,000 just to get these houses. Again, where normally she could get them for almost nothing because the city owns them and they're just kind of sitting there. So yeah, I can't speak for all 200 properties that kind of fall into this category of having these federal strings attached. But in some cases, yeah, definitely. There's people who are chomping at the bit trying to develop these things.
Well, I highly recommend people read your story because, again, this is in St. Louis Magazine about decades-old federal help holding back rehabs in North City because, like you mentioned, the homes in Hyde Park, they are both, along with the Lafayette Square, like you said, those beautiful $1 million homes there, both German neighborhoods developed around the middle of the 19th century. The architecture is gorgeous, and you hate to just see them sit there. So, again, Ryan Kroll's piece in St. Louis Magazine. And we also wanted to ask you about the super exciting and definitely not legally tedious definition of revenue when it comes to the city of St. Louis, specifically whether or not the city of St. Louis has to allocate $67 million to the police because the revenue does include the Rams money. The police say it does. The city of St. Louis says it does not. So now they're in court. Where do we stand with that?
Yeah, I can't believe so much money, $67 million, hinges on something so boring like the definition of revenue. But yeah, basically we're waiting for a judge's order here. So both sides have made their case. And yeah, basically the state law says that for the current fiscal year, 2026, which for some reason ends June 30th, so it's like it ends in 6 weeks basically. For the current fiscal year, the police wants the city to spend an extra $67 million on policing. So basically if the judge rules in the police's favor, the city would have about a month to find $67 million that they could then transfer to the police department. And yeah, the reason this all hinges on the word revenue is because according to state law, the city has to spend 22% of its revenue on policing, which the city says they've done. But now the police board is saying that, well, actually included in the idea into the concept of revenue is that Rams settlement money and is all the money that the city just has sort of stashed in the bank for a rainy day. So we want 22% of that as well. And 22% of that equals $67 million. So, yeah, it was a very, very tedious court hearing in the weeds of accounting. I think this happened on Wednesday. I think there was no fewer than 4 expert witnesses about accounting practices in this hearing. So, yeah, it was a bit of a snoozer, but the stakes are really high.
Yeah.
So, everyone is trying to stay awake for good reason.
When do we expect a resolution on this?
That is a really good question. So I think the judge gave both parties until next week to sort of, add any evidence they want into the record. And then she's going to have to rule pretty quickly because, like I said, the fiscal year ends June 30th. So if the decision is going to have any meaning, essentially, she's going to have to rule before then. So I'm thinking we'll probably hear in about 2 weeks, if not a little sooner.
I don't know if you were there for a lot of it, Ryan, but what was...
I was there for pretty much all of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, awesome. What was the vibe in the courtroom? Was it very contentious? Was it frustrated? Did both sides seem pretty patient?
It was at times a bit heated, and it was often very in the weeds. But specifically the city budget director, Paul Payne, he's very adamant that RAM settlement money, a one-time payment, money in the bank, savings, that's not revenue. So he had a very long and at times contentious testimony with the police board attorney Chris Greville. And I think it was a sort of very, at times, kind of heated argument, heated exchange over these like very, very fine points of accounting and sort of what constitutes revenue or doesn't. So I think there was a real sort of frustration among the city's part because basically what this boils down to is they're arguing their argument based on like sort of generally accepted accounting practices of what revenue means. Whereas the police, they're pointing to this 1955 Supreme Court or state Supreme Court decision where revenue is sort of defined more broadly and could include something like the RAM settlement money. So it was sort of they're kind of talking past each other in the way where one side was pointing to sort of what accountants think of as revenue, and then the police board was saying, well, here's what the state Supreme Court has said is revenue, 80 years ago. So it was frustrating, I think, in that sense, but at times it did get a little bit heated.
Ryan Kroll, staff writer for St. Louis Magazine, also subscribe to the St. Louis Magazine newsletter. Ryan, we appreciate your time again. We'll talk to you soon.
Hey, you guys have a great weekend.
Every Friday, we speak to somebody from St. Louis Magazine about features they are working on. They do a fantastic job there. Mm-hmm. It is the Chris and Amy Show. We are going to talk to Jen Cease at 10:30, just after 10:30, because City SC's got a match tomorrow. MLS play is happening again tomorrow afternoon. She's on the broadcast. We'll talk to her at 10:30 on KMOX.
Hello, 4th of July.
Back-to-back Jack! Kerry Robinson, a hero tonight!
The Cubs visit St. Louis May 29th through the 31st for a weekend of baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium. The history is real, the fans are loud, and the energy in the ballpark is unmatched. Day or night, every pitch matters when these two meet. Get ready, Cardinals fans. This is what summer baseball in St. Louis is all about. Don't miss a moment of it. Get your tickets at Cardinals.com.
The weekend starts at Busch Stadium. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou. With $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at Cardinals.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at Amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
A common question I receive is, how is the market right now? It just seems so volatile. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. If you want to buy or sell but feel overwhelmed by the whiplash of the market, then let's talk. With over 23 years as a broker, I have the exact experience you need to help you navigate this tricky market. Call me at 314-441-4444. 314-441-ALL-4s. And remember, why pay more than two?
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I was just at Staples. They're having a huge 40th anniversary sale.
40 years. Note to self, send flowers.
Up to 50% off. Save on chairs, paper, balloons, and more.
Balloons?
Yeah, Party City is now at Staples.
Surprise!
But the anniversary sale is only 2 weeks, so...
Quick, celebrate 40 years of savings at Staples with up to 50% 50% off. Shop chairs, paper, break room supplies, and more. 2 weeks only in 523.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app.
Renewal by Andersen is the #1 window and door brand for customer service. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 877-WINDOWS. That's 877-WINDOWS. Or head to rbastl.com.
I was diagnosed with postmenopausal osteoporosis and thought, am I going to step off a curb and break my ankle? My doctor said I needed to start treatment right away. He prescribed Divinity and my bone density improved. Now I like knowing I have stronger bones.
For women with postmenopausal osteoporosis at high risk for fracture, there's more you can do to strengthen your bones. Evenity is proven to significantly reduce spine fracture risk in 12 months. Elaine is a real Evenity patient. Individual results may vary. Evenity can increase the risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a heart problem. Tell your doctor if you have had a heart attack or stroke. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it, as serious events have occurred with Evenity. Signs include rash, hives, swelling of the face or throat, which may cause difficulty in swallowing or breathing, muscle spasms or cramps, numbness or tingling. Tell your doctor about severe jawbone problems as they have been reported with Evenity. Report hip, groin, or thigh pain. Unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred with Evenity. Ask your doctor about building new bone with Evenity.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Button work. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Derek from East St. Louis going to see the Battlehawks on May 29th. It is the final home game of the season. 2 games left to go in the season for the Battlehawks, and Derek won a pair of tickets. We're actually going to talk to Gary Jennings Jr., receiver for the team. He'll be with us at 11:30. Also, he is a reality TV star because he was on a show called The Beast Games.
Yeah.
But he was tricked. So we'll talk to him.
We got to talk to him about this. This is going to be good.
11:30, just after 11:30, he'll be on the show. And we have a pair of tickets to give away for the Battlehawks now.
Let's do it.
All right. We need caller number
7
to the contest line. 314-955-1120. 314-955-1120. And caller 7 wins those tickets for May 29th, courtesy of the St. Louis Battlehawks. It's travel time, baby. And as we mentioned earlier, AAA is telling us that we are going to see record travel despite the ridiculous gas prices. Highest gas prices going into a Memorial Day weekend in 4 years.
And I believe, the second highest ever.
It's pretty bad. And this having to do with the war that's happening in Iran and the closing of the Strait and everything that has happened since then. So here we are. I know that people are, I guess I'm a little confused by the number, and AAA does pretty much estimate every single travel season is going to be a record. It's been going on for several years now.
Yeah.
But I am a little surprised that with gas prices being what they are, that we're seeing a record. Like people are just doing it anyway?
Yeah, the gas prices are 42% higher than last year. 42% higher than last year. And the second highest on record. This is according to a Gas Buddy. The only time gas was more expensive on Memorial Day was in 2022 when the average was $4.61 a gallon. We're at $4.48 right now. Gas Buddy also says, Patrick DeHaan of Gas Buddy said the prices at the pump are most likely still going to rise.
Mm-hmm.
He told CNN he expects the national average for regular gas will hit $5 a gallon at some point next month.
Oh.
Just in time for summer travel.
Come on, man. That's
I will tell you what, when I fill up my little station wagon that I've got here, it's $75. $75. Now, are you guys of the mindset that you wait until your tank is half full and then you fill it up because the hit isn't as bad because you're only filling up a half a tank of gas? I've heard that more and more on the radio, that people are filling up earlier so the number doesn't hit as hard. I don't think I'm that organized. I look down and I realize, oh my gosh, I'm out of gas. But then I will say that 75 is an ugly, ugly number.
It really
I don't
is.
like $75 one bit.
The only gas
For regular,
tip-
I get the cheapest.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I get the same. The only thing that I have ever heard, the only tip is that you want to get gas at night when it's cooler for whatever
Really?
reason. Yeah, I don't know. Because somehow you can get more in the tank. I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if science backs this up.
Is it? I heard something about Tuesday. Is it that the prices?
Well, no, Tuesday is a pricing thing when it
Yes.
comes to air travel.
No, that I knew, but
Buying
I
plane
heard
tickets.
I heard something about getting your gas on
Speaking
Tuesday.
of-
I love complete speculation.
Speaking of air travel,
yes,
I've flown Southwest. I'm going to fly Southwest again here pretty soon. You are
Unbelievable.
about to fly it, and man, they suck so hard, man.
Well, they used to be the best.
Used to be the greatest and the cheapest and reliable and very few problems. And now, because private equity has taken over, they have completely changed the way they do everything. There's no more free checked bags. They do assigned seating now, which was one of the cool things about Southwest. You know, you check in as early as you can. You get your boarding group. You get there early enough, and then you find yourself a good seat. You pick your own. And
Carry on was easy.
Now
Everybody
carry-on is a nightmare.
knew how the system worked.
Yep.
Everybody, I feel like, respected the system, other than I know there was some abuse with like the wheelchairs where you'd have like 15
Sure.
people. They'd call it like the miracle. 15 people would need wheelchairs to get on, but then they all walked off. But
I mean, I've
for
never actually seen it, but I know what you mean.
I
Yeah.
did. Charlie Brennan really saw it. But no, people respected the system. They knew how it worked. And now it's a hot mess.
It is such a hot mess.
Because there's a difference. You can upgrade your seat. Go, okay, well, I just paid $40 extra per seat to pick my seat, upgrade my seat. Oh, no. Au contraire, mon frère, you did not upgrade your fare, which means you have a good seat, but you're still the last aboard, which means you may still have to check your bag.
Right.
But wait, I want to upgrade my fare. Okay, you can do that, but you're not going to get refunded for the seat that you upgraded. Now you have to pay $150, $160 to upgrade your fare, where now you can pick a seat again, but the money you just paid, if you already booked with your seat, you lose that. Now you've paid double, because upgrading your fare and upgrading your seat are two different things.
It's such a chaotic mess. I have now, because I've flown it twice in the last few weeks, and I'm getting these text messages early in the day that say overhead bin space is going to be tight.
Oh.
You're going to have to check your bag probably. And then I ignore it, and then it comes through again. You're going to have to check your bag probably, and you can do it for free. And I said, okay, well, fine. If I don't have to pay you your stupid bag fees because now that's what you're asking me to do, then fine. I'll go along with your bag fee. But here's what's happened with Southwest Airlines. They have basically become Spirit, but expensive.
Oh.
The whole thing about Southwest is they were cheap, they were accessible, they were safe, they're on time.
They were egalitarian and democratic.
Yeah, and
And
now
we all loved it.
Now they're just like every other crappy airline. Southwest
Aw.
it's.
I hope they turn around. Maybe they will.
Well, they need private equity to get the hell out of there and let somebody who knows how to run the company well and appeal to customers do it, because this group is not doing that well at all.
Maybe they'll bring the hot pants back.
You keep talking about these hot pants, and I don't even know what you're talking about.
Southwest used to have booty shorts.
Jen C., City SC broadcaster on Y98, will join the show when we come back. They play tomorrow at home at Energizer Park. Jen is next on KMOX.
This is Stories from the Pitch, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Give your yard its own moment with new limited time deals from Lowe's.
4 years after the night in Paris that no one could explain, Ronaldo returned. He'd shredded his knee twice in between. Some thought he'd never play again. He arrived in Asia with a new haircut, that strange triangular tuft on his forehead, and started scoring against Turkey, Belgium, England, Turkey again. By the final in Yokohama against Germany, he was the tournament's leading scorer. Then in the second half, he scored both goals. A scuff shot Oliver Kahn couldn't hold. A swept finish from a Rivaldo dummy. 2-0. Brazil's fifth star. Ronaldo dropped to his knees on the grass, eyes closed. The ghost of 1998 finally exercised. The greatest comeback in the sport's history.
Stay tuned to this Odyssey station for more stories from the pitch.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
It's cloudy. Maybe the sun will peek out occasionally. 64 degrees, maybe a shower in spots later this afternoon, a high of 68. Tonight, an evening shower in spots, otherwise just cloudy, a low of 62.
The new Haverty's Furniture Showroom is now open in Gravois Bluffs. Come visit us now. Ready to refresh your space with furniture that's built to last? The new Haverty's Furniture Showroom is now open in Fenton and Gravois Bluffs. Experience Haverty's regret-free guarantee for yourself and shop the latest in living rooms, bedrooms, and more. Visit Haverty's now in Gravois Bluffs.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
The final home game of the season is here, St. Louis. Your St. Louis Battlehawks hit the field Friday, May 29th at 7 p.m. against the Dallas Renegades at the Dome at America Center. It's Battlehawk Kids Day, packed with family fun, Battlehawks energy, and an Archie bobblehead giveaway while supplies last. Join Battlehawks Nation. Bring the whole crew and help close out the season the only way St. Louis knows how. Loud and proud. Caw-caw. Because caw is the law. Get tickets starting at just $18 at UFLBattlehawks.com or Ticketmaster.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at Amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
No paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Number 16, Hector Herrera, up to shoot for Houston. Small run up. He shoots it. Lute! Diamond save. That's it. Ben Lute got the club going up on a Tuesday. City into the Open Cup semi.
City SC with a game coming up here tomorrow, 1:45. That's when they'll get things going at Energizer Park as they welcome Austin into town. And we've got Austin FC, that is. And we have joining us here on the Quiver River Electric guest line, Jen Cease, City SC broadcaster for Y98. And by the way, congratulations to Tim from House Springs, who won Battlehawks tickets for May 29th. Don't worry, we have one more pair to give away before the show is over. Jen, you did not win those tickets, but you get to go watch some soccer tomorrow. That's a pretty good deal, I think.
Yeah, I'll take that. I just, I hope you guys are all happy too, because there was a tie and it was broken in kicks finally. So you can't tie in the Open Cup. I thought of you, Mark Scores. I was like, I hope she's happy because it's 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night and I'm going home finally.
I love it. I think it's such a great idea. Now, I want to say this was Ranji's idea maybe last year or a couple of years ago, where Ranj said every sport that is tied at the end of regulation should be decided by penalties. Baseball.
Including baseball.
Yeah.
Yep.
You bring out a goal. Yeah. You bring out a soccer goal net and then you kick it. That'd be that would bring people, right, to the stands?
Well, for some of the sports that aren't used to kicking with their feet, it would look like one of those halftime shows. So, yeah.
Okay. For the real, true soccer people, is there just a disdain for penalty kicks? Or is it like that's just not the way the sport is played? Or it's kind of like that?
It depends on who you talk to. Yeah, it depends on who you talk to. I mean, at the end of the day, you do know the game does need to come to the end, but, it's good to be Ben Lunt on that night. It's good to be St. Louis City. It sucks to be Houston, who did have times where, if you look back at Dante Polvara's block in the box, that should have been a goal. They should have gone through. There were times when Houston did control a lot of the play, but, City did manage to keep them out and get to the kick part. So, and after 15 minutes of overtime. So there's only so long you can go in overtime, and at some point in time, you do need to break the tie. But, yeah, like when it comes to the end of the day, as a soccer fan, I would have loved to see the game end in regulation time or a little bit of stoppage, either way, if that could have been done, or in overtime. But at least we won, and Ben Lunt had himself a night. That was so fun to see.
Okay, so St. Louis City advances to the first U.S. Open Cup semifinal right after that penalty shootout. I have a quick question, and I hope it's not a sore topic, but was this U.S. Open Cup the issue? Remember, there was the City fans were upset. There was they were calling for a boycott of sort because of the U.S. Open versus a different tournament. What was that?
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago, and that was Major League Soccer deciding that certain teams would be able to play in the World Cup, and certain teams would go into the Leagues Cup, which was a new competition that they brought together. I think it was if I remember, it was a 2-game knockout tournament. So it wasn't a CONCACAF Champions Cup, which we've had for a long time. It was kind of a new cup, and that really smacked not just St. Louis City fans, but a lot of MLS fans of saying, hey, do not take us out of America's oldest soccer competition to make our teams enter this new competition that, we don't really care about. We care about the Open Cup. So that was kind of it. And I think Major League Soccer did finally get the message.
Jen Cease, broadcaster for Y98, with us on KMOX tomorrow, 1:45. We will see our local team here play Energizer Park against Austin FC. How do you think, and I know that we've got these Open Cup games that have been sprinkled in, so it's, you can judge how the team has been playing, but, it hasn't been MLS play necessarily. But how do you view them overall in the last few weeks?
So May has been a good month for St. Louis City except for the very beginning. So I feel like it's very poetic that we're going to end our MLS season before the break with the team who we went down 2-0. We lost in the early part of the month. So it was May 3rd. We had just come off the Chicago Open Cup win where Edward Lubin got in the game. He scored the winning goal. Everybody went crazy because we got Edu back. And then we go down to Austin, a team who's never beaten us in their own stadium, and we go and lose there. So we kind of had a really big high and go to a really big low. So overall, from that moment on, and I think the entire time too, St. Louis City has been growing in terms of those two major things that we've criticized the team for. And that's one, when you have that key moment where this shot should go in, it wasn't going in, the shot went wide or it went elsewhere. And number two, the breakdowns in defensive form. And I'm not just talking about the back line, I'm talking about everybody plays defense. The breakdown, when we finally held them out long enough, and there's only so many times Roman Berkey can stand on his head. And I think in the last month, St. Louis City has buttoned that up. and we're finding a team that is finishing in those moments and can keep people out and can keep a structured defense. So I feel like if I'm Johan DeMay at this moment and I am looking around and seeing the excitement around the team and seeing the team perform, I'm probably saying to myself, see, I told you all along we were making progress. And they certainly have. So it'll be great to see if they can take that momentum into Saturday and, have a little retribution against Austin FC, who right now is just one place above them in the standings.
Jen, we heard the highlight with Ben Lunt and the saves that he made after he was pushed into emergency service because Roman Berkey left the game, I believe, with a sore hip flexor. Initially just said like an injury. Do we know an update of the extent of his injury, how long he'll be out?
No, I don't have that as of yesterday. Talking with Coach DeMay, he said, they were still assessing, making sure that, he could play, but he was very uncommitted to whether or not he would be. So right now, no, don't know that he will. It could be Ben Lunt. Knowing Roman, if he can at all make it happen, he will do it, but he will also not jeopardize the team. Ben did such a great job in that game, and not just in the PKs at the end, which is something that he's particularly good at. He made great in-game saves. It took him a little bit to get warmed up and get going. He did get scored on not long after he got in, but after that, he did fantastic. So no particular update as of yet, and I'm hoping that we hear. It would be great to hear something today, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't know until the lineups come out tomorrow.
Yeah, because Berkey apparently had some soreness in the hip flexor, but it was when he fell on a clearance attempt. Is that when it really flared up on him?
Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about is the first goal that scored on City. We had just scored, and Marcel Hartl scored a beautiful goal, and they go back down. It was a minute later, and Berkey goes to take the ball and, pass the ball out, so to speak, and he slipped on the turf. So and it always makes me question the game a little bit when we water the grass and we try to make it a little bit of a faster game. Everybody does that. But we do see the guys slipping after that. So, yeah, I think he slipped and aggravated it and then decided, hey, I'm not going to be at my best here. I'll go ahead and come out.
How has Edward Leuven looked to you?
Well, he looks great on the outside. I see him. I actually just saw him on the training pitch yesterday. He was walking with a couple of players. They had everybody's in a really good mood right now. So his arm was around one of the players. He looks really good. Of course, you don't know what's underneath the surface. When it comes to soccer, he's not. I agree with Mr. Soccer Bill McDermott. We have not seen the best of AD yet. He is great. So I will take any version of Edward Leuven on the pitch, but he's got much more to go in terms of being able to go an entire 90-plus minutes, being able to have a clinical touch the entire game. And you can see, too, he's got a little bit of frustration when he kicks a corner kick or kicks a free kick, and it just doesn't have that special Edward Leuven magic yet. So that will come in time. And hopefully this break we have, you guys, for the World Cup, Johan DeMay's kind of calling it a mini preseason. So it's a chance for these teams to heal up anything that's nagging, make sure everybody's fit and ready to go, and really work on things. And for those players like Edward Leuven, they can go ahead and make sure they get that preseason that he really didn't get and be ready for when we kick things off again after the World Cup.
All right, so the World Cup is about to happen fairly soon here.
Yes, it is.
Are we going to be any good, or what's going on? Because the men's national team is always disappointing.
No.
Yeah, it's a tough place to be when it comes to, if you think about where we are in the sport compared to the rest of the world. We're still I don't know if we're in the toddler phase, maybe we're in the middle schooler phase, but we're definitely in an awkward phase where we're not brand new anymore. MLS formed because in order to host a World Cup, we had to have a pro league, right? It made sense. The world looked at us and went, how come we're not going to give you the World Cup? You don't even have a pro league. So MLS was formed. That's only been 30 years. So we've only had 30 years to really grow the game in terms of that way professionally, whereas the rest of the world's been doing it for over 100 years. So we're really young when it comes to that when we go to scale it. But yeah, the U.S. men's national team has traditionally had trouble when it comes to going deep into the competition. And you hear from Landon Donovan, you're going to hear one story. If you're going to hear from Taylor Twellman, you're going to hear another story. It might have a lot to do with our pay-to-play system and the fact that we just don't have the same kinds of academies that are set up that they do in other countries. But for me, are the U.S. men going to win the World Cup? I don't believe so. I'm so sorry. That would be awesome if we would. But I just really like to see them go deep and play some respectable soccer and get some respect on the pitch for the way we can play when we do it right.
I know that we've talked about Landon Donovan, who said it's because at the lower levels they don't have the best coaches doing it, whereas in other countries the best coaches are working with the youth instead of, the later stages when you need coaching less. I'm not sure what Taylor Twellman has said about it. What are his thoughts?
His thoughts at the time, I think, were you'll see some of these guys who've played against and with each other before kind of criticize each other now when it comes out to that. I don't know that Taylor Twellman necessarily disagrees on the youth front, the pay-to-play system, but I think what Taylor's kind of differences has to do with the fact that we do sometimes have coaching at those levels, and it's how we incentivize those coaches. Are they incentivized to win? Are you incentivized to develop your player? I've seen it in my kids. I've seen it where they've had coaches that spend more time worrying about that game to win versus has this player moved around in position? Has this player developed it all over the year? And when you find a player that doesn't do that, you do have to look at the coaches and say, are you developing? Or are you just going for results because they're 10 or they're 15? They're still developing at those ages. So I say if you can look at St. Louis City Academy as a byproduct of the MLS academies like you have around the league, and they are more concerned about development than results, although results are important, that I think we can look at our clubs, our slice of clubs around St. Louis area. We can look at those systems in other cities and look at those and say, are you actually looking to be the best club in your town, which is important, I'm sure, but are you then developing those players? Are they better players than when they entered? And are they steeped in soccer knowledge, and do they have a good handle on the game, and are they growing? And I think we don't measure that in the United States.
Jen Cease.
Thank you, Jen. Good stuff.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Tomorrow, City SC will be playing at home, Energizer Park, against Austin FC. You can hear the game, which gets started at 1:45 in the afternoon on Y98. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hey, Missouri, it's game time. Start betting like a pro with the world's largest sportsbook at your fingertips. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high limits, player-friendly pricing, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie at circusports.com. The action starts now, Missouri. Experience the difference with Circus Sports. Bet like a pro.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All eyes will be on Mizzou men's basketball this year, with one of the nation's top recruiting classes coming to the Zoo. You don't want to be watching from the couch while Mizzou Arena is rocking, so grab your black and gold and experience it. Go to MUTigers.com/MBBTIX to get your name on the season ticket request list for next season. Don't wait. Visit MUTigers.com/MBBTIX today. MIZ.
Cards and Cubs. The rivalry returns to Busch Stadium May 29th, and we are kicking off the weekend early. I'm Tom Ackerman. Join me for a Redbird Roundtable featuring Ozzie Smith, Al Roboski, and Matt Adams. Thursday, May 28th at the Beer Garden at Anheuser-Busch Brewery. We're talking ball, enjoying a cold beer, and celebrating one of baseball's best rivalries. The doors open at 4:30. The Redbird Roundtable, Thursday, May 28th, a free event. Must be 21 or older to attend. Full details at KMOX.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Why would life-saving care require a membership? In a real emergency, are you reaching for your wallet or your phone to call 911? And what if the member helicopter isn't the closest one? What if they don't carry blood on board? What if those differences matter? They do. Arch Air Medical Service is proud to serve Effingham and surrounding communities with life-saving air medical care. Our highly trained crews deliver advanced medicine in the air because when seconds count, capability matters more than a card in your wallet. Plus, we're part of Air Methods, the nation's largest air medical provider. Worried about cost? Here's the truth. The No Surprises Act protects patients with private insurance from unexpected out-of-network air ambulance bills. You'll only pay your in-network copay, coinsurance, or deductible. If you have Medicare or Medicaid, similar protections apply. Providers cannot bill beyond those limits. That means no air medical membership is needed. Learn more at airmethods.com. Copays, coinsurance, and deductibles are set by insurance providers, not Air Methods. Terms and costs may vary. Contact your insurer for details.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Markscores, because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Okay, we were just talking about pay to play. Now, I just saw this on, pay to play in like soccer and how there's a barrier to entry in a lot of youth sports because it's so expensive. It's very political. And there's a comedian that talks about his son's soccer tryout. And he's like, yeah, I know what the tryout was. It was me paying $3,000. That was the tryout, is I wrote a check for $3,000.
Yeah.
There is a podcast in Montreal that talks about the staggering cost of developing youth hockey players, saying that hockey is the most expensive youth sport to play. And the estimate here, and again, it's everybody's different, but when you look at youth and club teams, which can be $3,000 to $10,000 per season in team dues alone, when you look at gear and maintenance, right, $1,000 to $3,000 annually, private training camps, $5,000 to $15,000, plus travel, $5,000 to $20,000 annually. They said the cost breakdown from a 5-year-old hockey player to getting that hockey player into the NHL is about $1 million.
Okay.
Now, again, it's it's different for everybody, and you can break it down differently, and especially if you're just extremely talented. But if you're that very intentional paying for the teams and the junior hockey and the training camps and the private coaches, that it can be $1 million to get a 5-year-old to the NHL. On the rare chance you're talented enough.
Amy, you ever heard of a guy named Alan Chambers?
Yes.
Well, probably not. Alan Chambers used to be the president of Exodus International, which was a company based in a ministry based in Orlando that was converting people from homosexuality to heterosexuality.
Okay, no, I have not heard of this.
He did that for about 12 or 13 years. You will be stunned to find out what he's been arrested for.
Some type of sexual abuse.
Yes, Alan Chambers, 54, and a father of 2, and this from the New York Post, allegedly sent sexually explicit text messages and attempted to arrange a meetup over Snapchat with an undercover officer posing as a teenage boy.
Oh, my gosh.
It's always.
Yeah.
It's always. You know what I mean?
Yep, when they're super obsessed about something.
Uh-huh.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope he goes to jail for
he's
the
going
rest
to
of his
jail.
life.
Yeah, well, hopefully for the rest of his life. But, yes, he is definitely going to jail. So he was arrested during a traffic stop about 8 days ago. He thought the person he was talking to was 14.
Jeez.
Yeah. Even saying at one point, is it bad? This is a quote from him that he messaged the undercover agent. Is it bad I want to make love to someone who is 14?
Say that. No, my gosh.
This is a former
well,
minister.
I hope he rots in jail for the rest of his life.
It's
that's
all 100% of the time. It's somebody like this, you know.
awful.
It is the Chris and Amy show on KMOX, and when we come back, we are going to talk to the executive director of St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. We're going to have a mermaid in studio, too. Nixie is going to be here. Mermaids on the Mississippi is at the aquarium. Yeah. And it's starting, well, it's already started, and it's running through the middle of June. We will talk to Aaron Clark and Nixie when we come back on KMOX.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
What if your bathroom felt less like a routine and more like a daily escape? Glover here for my friends at Michael's Baths. They can transform ordinary bathrooms into beautiful, comfortable spaces for homeowners across St. Louis and all the surrounding areas. And now they're introducing new premium walls, perfect for those who love the look of stone without the upkeep. It's sleek, durable, and designed to elevate your space. For a limited time, enjoy a free rain shower head or upgrade with safety features like grab bars or a built-in seat. Call us at 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Americans demanded border security, and House Republicans delivered. According to the Department of Homeland Security, for 10 consecutive months, U.S. Customs and Border Protection has reported 0 illegal aliens released at the border. I'm proud to have worked with the Trump administration to secure our southern border and uphold our immigration laws, and will keep fighting to advance strong policies that protect Missourians and keep America safe.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett, board-certified master arborist and owner of Timberline Professional Tree Care. The weather's warming up, flowers are blooming, and it's time to get back outside and start thinking about your trees. When you reach for your phone to call a tree contractor, we hope you'll give Timberline the opportunity to earn your business. Timberline is locally owned and operated and fully dedicated to delivering the best overall customer experience while providing the highest quality care for your trees. Every one of our crews includes at least one ISA-certified arborist on site, not just in the office, but right there at your home, so you can be confident the work is done safely, correctly, and always with your tree's best interests in mind. From planting and fertilization to pruning and removal, we're committed to excellence in everything trees. So when it's time to make that call Timberline Professional Tree Care at 636-479-7475 or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 11 o'clock, cloudy and 66 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. St. Louis native Kenny Wallace says he can't believe he's even saying it. Kyle Busch has died.
This is a tragic situation for so many reasons. You know, nobody's supposed to pass away at 41 years old.
The two-time NASCAR Cup champion first reported being ill during a race May 10th, but so far no answers about his cause of death. Wallace says everyone liked Busch.
The people that didn't cheer for Kyle Busch, that just meant that he was that guy they didn't cheer for because he won too much. It doesn't mean you don't like him.
Busch's family says he died Thursday after being hospitalized with a severe illness. He was scheduled to race in the Coca-Cola 600 on Sunday. In Sweden, with foreign ministers of NATO countries, Secretary of State Marco Rubio asked about negotiations with Iran.
There's been some progress. I wouldn't exaggerate it. I wouldn't diminish it. There's more work to be done, but look, yeah, there's been some, and that's a good sign. I'm glad they said that. We're not there yet.
Some NATO allies and defense officials said to be confused by President Trump's decision to send 5,000 troops to Poland just weeks after ordering 5,000 American troops to be pulled out of Germany. Rubio.
The United States has global commitments for our military, so we are constantly reevaluating where we're positioning forces. And since the first day of this administration, the Department of War has been working on that, and that's known to our allies.
For years, Northside Community Housing Incorporated has been building new homes in North St. Louis. Michael Burns says the tornado that devastated North City neighborhoods hasn't changed what they do.
We were already working on neighborhood planning in the Ville and the Greater Ville anyway. So we just moved forward with those plans. Those plans were adopted by the community, and we just moved forward. So we just haven't missed a step.
Burns says right now they're finishing up 6 new homes in Jeff Vanderloo, 10 homes in the Ville and Greater Ville, about 80 units being redeveloped in Hamilton Heights. The tornado did do about $2 million in damage to properties in their portfolio. From the KMOX business desk, AAA expecting 45 million Americans to travel this Memorial Day. That number is up 200,000 more travelers than last year. AAA's Carly McInnes says about 87% will be traveling by car.
Overall, we're seeing a very strong Memorial Day travel in spite of gas prices. So far, we're not seeing people forgo their decision to make those memories.
Taking a look at the forecast for today, it looks like we will have a shower possibility this weekend.
This afternoon will be mostly cloudy, but largely dry. The high 70. There may be a shower in the area late this afternoon and early tonight, especially over Metro East. Otherwise, mostly cloudy overnight, though 62. Warmer tomorrow with clouds and breaks of sun. A chance of a late-day thunderstorm, high 80. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Right now, we have cloudy skies. It is 65 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Giddy up! Cardinal Cowboy for Team Renner here, America's oldest family-owned garage door company, serving both wholesale and retail markets. Free repair or replacement quotes and $100 off a new garage door.
RENNER. Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Well, if you have not been to the St. Louis Aquarium, or maybe you just haven't been in a hot minute, you're going to want to schedule a trip to the St. Louis Aquarium for mermaids on the Mississippi every Thursday through Sunday, starting right now. And that goes through, is it June 14th? Mermaids on the Mississippi. So you want to get there. You've got a few weeks to go. And joining us now with more information about this really cool feature at the St. Louis Aquarium is Aaron Clark, Executive Director of the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station, and Nixie the Mermaid, who's able to make it in studio today. So nice to have you, Aaron and Nixie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Well, we have a lot of questions because you guys got in here a couple of minutes ago, and I had to hold back all my questions for you.
Because you tend to ask all of them up front.
That's right. I end up doing the interview, off air somehow. But okay. First, I'll start with Aaron. Mermaids on the Mississippi, like I said, it's starting now through June 14th, Thursday through Sunday. What is it?
Yeah, it's a mermaid festival, essentially. Guests can come down and throughout the day see mermaid dives. They'll be in the habitats with our animals. They can get a meet and greet, so walk up and ask some questions, maybe even see what the tail feels like. Little Mermaid makeover.
Okay.
And it extends out. You can get a mermaid-themed freak shake at Soda Fountain.
A what?
One of those really insane ice cream sundaes with
Oh.
all of the things on them. They're called freak shakes.
It's called a freak shake?
Under the Sea Freak Shake?
It's a mermaid theme one. Yeah, I think Under the Sea. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they do them very well there. So I would go check it out at Soda Fountain. And then even on the weekends, on Saturdays, we're doing an Under the Sea breakfast. So you need to get all of your energy before you go meet some mermaids.
Yeah.
So kids and families can come in and do that. That's every Saturday. And you can also host a mermaid-themed birthday party. So, like, it's all mermaids all the time here at Union Station on Thursdays through Sundays.
I missed my chance.
Yeah.
Because it was March. My birthday
You
was
did
in March.
miss your chance.
Mine's
have
in March,
both.
too. We'll just do a delayed one.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yes. All right, great. So, and also you mentioned to us before that the extended hours started today at the aquarium.
Correct. Yes, we're open from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. every day through Labor Day. So lots of time to come in and see all your favorite animals and meet some mermaids.
Okay, so Nixie, the resident mermaid here, and I've seen some video from the mermaids at the Mississippi and all the mermaids swimming around. How long can mermaids stay underwater? Because I mean, watched this video of you, beautiful mermaids, at the aquarium. But how long are you guys underwater for?
Well, we are mammals, much like yourself, and so we can only hold our breath for typically 30 to 45 minutes at a time. So, we're underwater almost all the time. We do have to breathe air just like you. So luckily we're able to use our little air hoses, our bubble makers, so we can stay down and see you for longer.
But 35 to 45 minutes?
Sure, yeah.
Wow.
Just like a dolphin, a whale, mermaids are very good at holding our breath.
That's really impressive.
Almost like us.
I know. I think
Very
I could
similar.
do 30 seconds. I run out of
Maybe.
air really quickly.
That's a start, though.
It's a
Just gotta
start.
practice.
Okay, so when did you get involved with the aquarium? This one.
With this one, this is our very first time swimming here in St. Louis. So we are very excited. My Mer sisters and I swam over here earlier this week, right up the Mississippi River. And luckily, all the aquarium staff was there waiting to carry us into the aquarium. So we're brand new and we're loving it.
So you travel everywhere.
We do. We travel all over the country. Wherever we can get to a river, we can go.
So are there freshwater and saltwater mermaids?
There are. I'm from saltwater personally, but we're also swimming in a freshwater exhibit at the aquarium, which has been kind of a fun change for us. But you can find mermaids in almost every big body of water around the world.
So what animals or sea life, I should say, are you with in the freshwater aquarium?
In the freshwater, I think we have African cichlids in there, a bunch of them, and they've been very friendly so far. Perhaps not a big fan of our tails since we are so much bigger than they are, but otherwise, they've been very kind to us, giving us lots of space.
How do you see in this river? Because it is very dirty. The Mississippi is incredibly dirty.
Oh, the Mississippi is famously so fun to swim in. So we just made our way over here.
And we were told there are sharks in the Mississippi, too.
Really? We didn't see any on our way up here, but
Yeah.
it's a big river.
We had a skydiver with the Army's Golden Knights who was terrified of landing in the river because of the sharks.
It's
That's
not
what
a
he told
joke.
us. He
It's
said
not a
they were
joke.
all terrified
Yeah.
of landing in the river.
I mean, luckily we didn't run into that.
Okay, but
we
you
also
do-
weren't skydiving in, so.
No, you're not skydiving in. So you will dive in Shark Canyon?
We do, yes.
Okay, tell us about that because I don't know anything about it.
Sure. So Shark Canyon, and you probably know more about this, Aaron, but from our viewpoint, it is a beautiful exhibit. It is saltwater, and it has all kinds of sharks in there. There are also some different rays, a pufferfish, really a bunch of creatures that we're able to dive with. And the sharks have also been incredibly welcoming to us. They've been very curious, very sweet, but we do love sharks. I think some of our best friends are definitely sharks, and that's why we swim here to see the humans, is to teach humans about sharks and rays and all the things we can do to keep them safe.
So why are the sharks not attacking you guys?
You know, personally, I've never met a mean shark. I know that they're, the sharks, they have a bad reputation in most of the world amongst the humans, but amongst us mermaids, sharks are actually very kind, very curious, often very playful. And as long as sharks feel safe and welcomed, they're going to be kind to you. Again, they're curious about us. Like, they want to get up close to us, which isn't always safe for either of us. But sharks, we want to teach that to humans. Sharks are nice. Sharks are kind. As long as you respect them, they're going to respect you. And they're a very important part of our ecosystem, especially in the ocean. And since the ocean takes up over 70% of the earth, we really need to keep an eye on it and keep an eye on what we're doing to keep those animals safe.
Okay. Because I have heard that there are only a couple of types of sharks that are actually aggressive. That's accurate?
Not every shark.
It's like bull shark, tiger
sharks,
Those
exactly.
Okay.
And they're just, just more likely to have an interaction. We are sharks here at the St. Louis Aquarium. Our largest one is a sandbar shark. And our team gets in there and dives every day. Huh. They're not mermaids, and so we're not as elegant in there. We have bubbles, we make noise, we splash. So the sharks are generally...
Stay away from you.
You're just like, we are not dealing with you.
Yeah.
So they stay away from us. Most of the animals, I think, are just like, you awkward individuals can get your space. But green sea turtles, fish, there's about 3,000 to 4,000 animals that call Shark Canyon home.
I will say this. You can tell mermaids are quite different than us. I know you say you're like us, but you're quite different because Aaron used the word elegant. And you guys are elegant and beautiful and graceful underwater. And I have seen myself underwater look like a naked mole rat. And it's just like flailing. Like, I would not look like when I swim underwater, it does not look like a mermaid.
Well, you have to practice. I mean, I think humans, absolutely, you can get there. But I think the first thing you probably need is a mermaid crown. That really does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So
if you could hold my hair down a little bit better,
yes,
I think it would help.
Get a mermaid crown, absolutely.
Mine would just then be plastered
to my face, yeah.
Can you get Amy a mermaid crown?
Done.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. We can get, our crabs right on it. They're the ones who craft these.
The crabs?
The crabs?
Lobsters, crabs. I mean, they have those little pinchers. They're very good at
fine motor skills.
Work. Yes, exactly. They get that detail work in.
Motor skills.
We'll get them right on it.
I love this.
They don't work fast, though.
So I know you are different than like Ariel, the Disney mermaid, but when kids come or just fans of Ariel, like do you find that they will have mermaid themed or Ariel princess themed, outfits on?
Yes, we have seen kind of a whole range of different mermaid outfits. A lot of people know Ariel as their very first mermaid. And so we're always happy to see that because she's a very famous mermaid under the sea too. So we're also big fans of Ariel.
Is Ariel, is she a good mermaid ambassador?
I think that she is, at least for the first part of her life. She did end up on land as a human, but she does care deeply about the ocean. And I think that's a good message to all of us is we should care deeply about our ocean, and mermaids can really inspire people to do that.
Okay, so let's talk about that. We've got Aaron Clark with St. Louis Aquarium and Nixie the mermaid in studio. The birthday parties, how do people go about getting into a birthday party and what happens at them?
Absolutely. So it's, they can... book them on our website, stlouisaquarium.com. Get in there. And it's a themed space. So you can have your birthday party at Union Station in a themed area, and then you'll have admission and go into the aquarium and get to enjoy the mermaid dives and the mermaid meet and greets and get a face makeover, little mermagic makeover, if you want one.
I love this. I got to get some tickets.
Wait, can adults get those too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Does it have now... Nixie is like absolutely gorgeous and glowing, beautiful hair. And then like your cheeks are sparkling and glowing. Is that part of it? Do we get sparkles or
there's glitter involved. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
I don't think it could be considered mermagical if there wasn't glitter.
No.
So
yeah,
it's involved. Don't worry.
Some hair color. And this is applicable for, there's styles. We have a Sea King style. If you're looking for a little bit more of a masculine design.
I don't mind glitter. Whatever.
There's still glitter.
There's still glitter.
Glitter and... Okay, what is
it's
Sea King?
Just a different design. Like think Aquaman.
With the beard?
With more of the face.
You could probably ask for a beard.
But they could draw.
Do you have beards?
We could get you a beard.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't you see King Triton from Little Mermaid?
Yeah, I know. That's why I
It
want.
was a smoke show, you know?
Yeah. Not
All
bad.
the swimming.
That guy.
It's really good
All
for
the
your body.
swimming.
I won't tell Ariel you said that.
She don't get mad?
King Trey, well, he had the
No one
long
wants to hear
beard.
that
That is her
about their
dad,
dad.
though.
Is it go, oh, well. Ew, gross.
Dad.
I'm like, Dad. Okay, so the Mermaid, the presentations, the shows, what times of the day are you?
Yeah, so
okay.
they start at 10:30
Yep.
in our grand clock, so right when you first walk in. And then we have our next one at 11:30 in Shark Canyon,
Yes.
followed by 1 and 2 p.m. in Shark Canyon. Then we move back to grand clock at 3 and 4.
So pretty much from 10:30 to 4:30, Mermaids, you're all out and about.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
we
then our
are.
meet and greet is happening from 10 to 5.
Okay.
And your makeovers happen during that same period as well. So it's a full day of mermaids.
Nixie, what part of the country, where's your permanent home?
Well, I typically live in the ocean, but personally, you know, when
like
I'm
anywhere in particular?
typically off the coast of Chile. That's where I've been recently. But when I have to be on land, I really love Colorado because it's very different than where, you know, I normally hang out.
It's tough to breathe there, too.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
even less
It
oxygen.
is.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes. So
Different reason, but
exactly. So that's probably why I like it so much.
Love it. I love
Well-
it. Well, Aaron, thank you so much for coming in. Nixie, thank you so much for coming in. Mermaids on the Mississippi at the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. Now through June 14th. Get your tickets and don't miss it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so
thank you for coming in. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Stewie, let's talk about refinancings, and let's just bottom line this. Everyone needs money at some point in their life.
You know what, Dave? There's so many different ways you can make money. Number one, go to a lower rate. If you're financed over the last 3 years, chances are you're paying a higher rate than what you can today. Refinance with the Bagel loan, no closing costs at all. And that's number one. Number two, a lot of people are concerned not about the cash flow, but overall interest that you're paying. Go from a 30-year to a 20-year. The rates are lower on a 20-year versus a 30-year. Save hundreds of thousands of dollars. And third is the real easy way. You need cash. I need cash. Take cash out. Refinance now. Take the money you need. Keep the payment the same. It's easy. It's simple. All with no closing costs with that Bagel loan.
If you're looking to save money, get a little cash to your pocket, and do it with the right person, give Stewie a call or a text on his personal cell phone, 314-324-4440, or Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS 226715.
Pool days call for cookouts and lots of laundry. This Memorial Day at Lowe's, save $80 on a Charbroil Performance Series 4-burner gas grill. Now just $199. Plus, get up to 45% off select major appliances to keep dishes, clothes, and food fresh. Having fun in the sun is easy with us in your corner. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See associate or Lowe's.com for details.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Don't miss the final home game of the season. Your St. Louis Battlehawks take on the Dallas Renegades Friday, May 29th at 7 p.m. at the Dome. It's Battlehawks Kids Day. Plus, fans can score an Archie bobblehead while supplies last. Tickets start at just $18 at UFLBattlehawks.com. Caw-caw.
Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Well, that was fun.
Never met a mermaid.
I know. She was
I've seen Splash, though.
gorgeous.
You ever seen Splash?
You know what? I don't think I have.
Tom Hanks.
Yep.
Daryl Hannah.
Hmm.
She's a mermaid.
Yep.
There's a scene in it where she eats a whole fish. I feel like that sounds familiar to me. Pretty sure that happens.
Are you a whole
serious.
fish cooked or raw?
Raw. Correct me if I'm wrong. In the movie Splash, doesn't Daryl Hannah take a bite out of a fish? A raw one? I'm pretty sure she does.
Wow.
Anyway, so yeah, that's happening for the next month at the aquarium until June 14th. But the St. Louis Aquarium is now in extended hours through Labor Day. Can I tell you something, Amy?
Yes.
You know, I'm a St. Louisan.
Mhm.
I live here. I'm from here.
Oh,
I've been
great
here since
city.
the aquarium came back.
Yes.
I ain't never been to the aquarium.
That's
Now-
terrible.
Now, it opened around the time of the All-Star game when we held it, right? The NHL
2019?
All-Star game. Yeah.
That was 2020.
It was in February, right?
I believe so.
No, hold on a second. Had we won the Stanley Cup yet?
Yep. Because it went like this. 2016 was the Winter Classic with the Blues, which was unbelievable. 2019, the Blues won the Stanley Cup in June. 2020, January, there is the NHL All-Star game in
Okay.
St. Louis.
That's
Because
right.
it was that was the handful of years that I was with the St. Louis Blues, was all 3 of those massive events. So I actually got to know the national media really well and the Swedish media because, they're following
Yeah,
all
right.
the Swedish players. And I realized this is really unusual that I know the Swedish media by first name because we had the Winter Classic, the Stanley Cup, and the All-Star game within a handful of years.
Well, I remember my old station, we had done a show during All-Star week because they had taken over St. Louis Union Station.
Mhm.
They took over Union Station. And I'm pretty sure the aquarium was operating by then. And I feel like it had just been new.
I feel like it would not be hard to find out.
I could look it up, but I'm just now thinking of it. And anyway, we met a mermaid today. Bet you didn't meet a mermaid today. You can if you go to the aquarium.
Yep. Hey, speaking of St. Louis, Matt was actually talking about this earlier. That the
Guy's always flapping his gums, isn't he?
Oh my! I'm the quietest person in this room.
Unless
Not when
there's
you're
a
on the phone.
call.
Damn.
Loudmouth Matt. About the Hill and how
Oh,
the Hill
yes.
is getting a lot of new development. And so the Hill, the community is considering a historic designation because there are a lot of new construction projects, which I mean is generally a good thing when a neighborhood, right, has families moving in and new housing, except
Not
the
that
Hill
neighborhood.
is so historic, and if you're knocking down homes or just putting in these very new, modern, streamlined homes, it starts to lose the hilliness of it.
So I was at the Wine Walk a couple of weeks ago, which is one of the really fun, nice events that we have in St. Louis when it starts to get warm. And, I go to the Hill occasionally, and it seems like every time I go back, there's a new building, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with new builds. At some point, a house probably outlives its usefulness and it's unsalvageable, that it might make more sense to tear it down and build something up in its place instead of renovating it. But I'm telling you, every time I go back to the Hill, it does feel like it changes just a little bit.
Yeah.
It feels like it's, these brand new apartment buildings that kind of look like all the other apartment buildings
Mhm.
around the country. The Hill has a very distinct feel to it.
Yeah.
Like when you're there, you could be dropped into the middle of any of the streets and like, oh, I'm in the Hill. I'm on the hill right now. I know I am. I could tell by the homes.
Well,
and I kind of wanted to keep that charm a little bit. And I would guarantee that there are many people who live in that neighborhood who feel the exact same way. Nothing wrong with a new build, but at least make these new builds kind of fit in with the rest of the neighborhood.
Yep. No, that's why a lot of the lifelong residents of the Hill want the Hill to be designated officially as a local historic district. I'm actually kind of shocked that it has not already been designated as a historic district because, I mean, you can go through Kirkwood, for instance, and you'll see a little sign that says the Jefferson Argonne Historic District or this historic district, and each little street and neighborhood is its own historic district. And what happens is when you create that, you then have the power to have a customized set of rules, which can, to a point, dictate what homes and businesses look like. It could be window styles to building materials. For instance, Soulard has that. So if you are doing something, and it can be a hassle. Like my a friend wanted to put on like a patio or a deck, but you had to go through the Soulard, historic district committee to make
neighborhood association or something.
Yeah, to make sure that the aesthetic of it fits.
Well, you know what? There are a lot of newer buildings in Soulard, and they try to make them in the style of the buildings that were there before, which I like that.
Yes.
Because it adds to the character, it adds to the personality of the neighborhood instead of subtracting it. And let's be honest, I like the look of some of these newer apartment building type places, but they don't fit in all neighborhoods. They just don't look right.
Mm-hmm.
And if we want, to me, I would love for them to build new buildings like that in areas that need it. The Hill's not a place that needs it. North City needs it. South City in some places could use new builds. But the Hill is one of those neighborhoods that's pretty well kept. I don't think they need to do all this.
Yeah. And they're saying they don't want to stop progress. They're like, we're not trying to stop people from moving here.
We just
want it, to be a little bit more regulated so you don't lose the identity of such a historic, iconic neighborhood.
Yes, and I'm 100% on board with that. You don't want to make it look like every other modern neighborhood in the country. Let's keep the charm. We should talk to somebody about that because I am very, very interested in that. And it was before the story in KSDK, I noticed it in that neighborhood. I thought, man, a lot of new builds here. I don't know how I feel about it. Chris and Amy on KMOX. The Battlehawks are getting close to the end of their regular season. And when we come back, we're going to talk to wide receiver Gary Jennings Jr. He's awesome. We talked to him before. Also, he is a reality show contestant. And we have some questions about that as well. Gary Jennings Jr. of the Battlehawks next on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Before YouTube DIY videos, before skip ad, before don't forget to like and subscribe, there was KMOX. And this Saturday, we're still at your service. At 8, the Garden Hotline with Michelle Reeser-West, sponsored by Chesterfield Valley Nursery. At 11, the Home Improvement Show with Rich Orris, sponsored by Mosby Building Arts. So, skip the videos and get it done right. KMOX is at your service, starting Saturday at 8.
Meet me at the Muni in Forest Park.
Muni tickets for 2026 are on sale now, featuring Hairspray, Shrek the Musical, South Pacific, Disney's Newsies, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations, Meet Me in St. Louis, and Something Rotten. Choose your seats now at muni.org.
Meet me at the Muni in Forest Park.
For women with postmenopausal osteoporosis at high risk for fracture, there's more you can do to strengthen your bones with Evenity. This is the sound of 4 women who think they're doing everything they can. A high fracture risk will cause 3 of them to break a bone in their lifetime. With Evenity, they could be rapidly building new bone in just 12 months. 2 think they already are building bone. And for 1, the game is about to change. To make an appointment, press 2. Because she's calling her doctor about Evenity. Evenity can increase the risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a heart problem. Tell your doctor if you have had a heart attack or stroke. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it, as serious events have occurred with Evenity. Signs include rash, hives, swelling of the face or throat, which may cause difficulty in swallowing or breathing, muscle spasms or cramps, numbness or tingling. Tell your doctor about severe jawbone problems as they have been reported with Evenity. Report hip, groin, or thigh pain. Unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred with Evenity. Learn more about building new bone at Evenity.com.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
A little cloudy out there, maybe a shower in spots later this afternoon. 66 degrees, a high today of just 68. An evening shower in spots, otherwise just cloudy, a low of 62. Weather sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
Sandberg Phoenix serves your business in litigation, intellectual property, and products liability. We're more than a law firm. We're committed to your success. Learn more at sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
Hey Missouri, it's game time. Start betting like a pro with the world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high limits, player-friendly pricing, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie at circusports.com. The action starts now, Missouri. Experience the difference with Circus Sports. Bet like a pro.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Mizzou football will be here before you know it. Join us for the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium with season tickets. Join the season ticket waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist and get ready to lock in tickets for 2026. The home schedule is highlighted by games against Florida, Texas A&M, Texas, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. Don't wait to reserve your spot. Join the waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist. MIZ.
Let's talk about Air Medical memberships. In an emergency, you don't choose who transports you. Dispatch sends the closest, most appropriate aircraft. Here's what matters: speed, skill, advanced care. Like critical care crews trained for the toughest moments. Like onboard blood that can make the difference between life and death. Arch Air Medical Service delivers life-saving air medical care across Effingham and surrounding communities. When you call for help, we bring hospital-level care to you. Plus, we're part of Air Methods, the nation's largest air medical provider. And about the cost, the No Surprises Act protects patients with private health insurance from unexpected out-of-network air ambulance bills. You're only responsible for your in-network copay, coinsurance, or deductible. Medicare and Medicaid patients have similar protections. No surprise bills, no balance billing, no membership required. Because when it's your life on the line, what matters isn't membership, it's medicine. Learn more at airmethods.com. Copays, coinsurance, and deductibles are set by insurance providers, not Air Methods. Terms and costs may vary. Contact your insurer for details.
Today, the Cards, the Reds.
Ameren Total Access 445. First pitch 540.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Amy Marks scores Chris Ranji on 104.1 FM KMOX, and the UFL season is approaching its end. Just a couple of more games left to go for the Battlehawks. That includes this weekend in Houston. It is a Sunday evening game. They will take on the Gamblers, and we are joined now by receiver for the Battlehawks, Gary Jennings Jr. Gary, good to talk to you. How are you doing?
Good to talk to you guys. Nice to meet you guys, Chris and Amy today. What's going on?
Well, hey, we're going to get to the Beast games in a minute, but let's talk a little football here first, because this has been another pretty good season for the Battlehawks, and now you're approaching the end.
Yes, sir. Obviously, we dropped one last week, and it just goes to show that you can never really be lax, and you have to go every week with, intent and, great preparation. And, I just think it came down to, for sure, some operations and, some plays here and there, but the team is we're looking to bounce back this week, and we're definitely looking to clinch. We can't look too far ahead.
How has
my fault.
No. How has the team bounced back?
Just in our prep, and it was really a wake-up call, and we much rather have this wake-up call now than, like you guys said, it's 2 games till the postseason, and we still have to clinch a postseason. Mm-hmm. So with that in mind, we can't take any of these days for granted. So that's what we're doing.
Yep, just 2 games left to go. You will play on the road. What has been the noticeable difference between playing at home and playing on the road? I mean, some buildings are just tougher to play in, and as we have talked about a million times, you know, the Battlehawks environment has been a tough place for other teams to come play.
I mean, it's a true home, like the true, like honestly the truest home field advantage in this league, and we definitely get a thrill. That's honestly that's the biggest incentive too, you know, with clinching this playoff spot, and you know also being able to get home field as well for this for the first playoff game, because it just adds that much of a just better atmosphere and just better product on the field. So we definitely enjoy our fans in St. Louis. We have to go to Houston this week, so we'll be away for a week, then you know come back with Dallas. But focusing on this week, you know we're going to Houston, and yeah, it's definitely a lot different than it is in St. Louis. But nonetheless, we have to get the job done and do what we got to do.
Are you focusing? Well, like you said, you got to focus on the next game, but man, you really want to clinch that postseason. Is that part of the focus when you go into these games? You're still taking it a game at the time, but you know what's on the line?
It's definitely, I mean, that's definitely been preached and it's on our mind, but when we get to the game, it's about the game and all the extra pressures, all of that. Personally, I put those to the side. I don't really think of those too much, but it's definitely an added value to each play, and everything just means that much more. But all in all, we have to just continually, just scale things down and keep things, do our 111, do our own job.
Battlehawks are in second place in the UFL right now, behind Orlando. A win this weekend would put them into the postseason again, and that's a place that the Battlehawks have been, I think, every single year, right? I don't think there's been a year that they have missed out yet.
Well, I can't remember, actually. I mean, I don't want to bring up old wounds, but in 23 we missed out
right.
to the 5-5 that first year.
Yep.
That first year, and that still leaves a sick taste in our stomach. We have quite a bit of the crew that was on that squad, so we're definitely looking to have some revenge in that nature, including Coach Prohl. He feels a certain type of way about what happened that year too as well. So it's definitely added something in our back pocket.
Yeah, that was right after it became UFL, right? It was XFL, went away for a little bit after COVID, and then eventually came back. And so the Battlehawks, again, they play this weekend, a Sunday night game at 6 o'clock. Then they will be back home. Gary Jennings Jr., wide receiver for the Battlehawks, is with us. And so, Gary, we have to talk about reality TV now, because you were just on a show called The Beast Games. And could you... This doesn't, I mean, it does make sense. I just can't imagine why anybody would want to do it. The game was you had to make it 30 days on an island with your ex?
It's exactly what it was.
Oh. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, they got me really good. I had the full basically intention and thought process that I was going there for Beast Games. So they lined that up, and I was actually surprised.
So you didn't know? You didn't know that's what it was?
I didn't know until I took the blindfold off.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
so you go there.
They got me there.
You go there thinking you're going to participate in this reality show, this Beast Games, and then you take a blindfold off, and it's oh, never mind, you're going to be here for 30 days with an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, so... the first of all, the first two people that I see are these 5 other random dudes, and I'm like, all right, I'm like, all right, okay, there's 5 other people, okay, cool, what's up? And then I look to the right, and literally it's one girl. It's one girl there, and I of course I knew her, and so in my head I'm like, all right, maybe this is just a coincidence, I don't know. It's a small world, and I feel like I low-key have it in for about 20 seconds. I'm like, oh, low-key, okay, I know we didn't really necessarily leave off on a bad page. We just stopped talking, and yeah. Then I turned to the other guys, wait a minute, y'all know her too?
Oh my gosh!
Man, that's what Mr. B said. He's like, yeah, like 6 X's, and then honestly, I was like, first of all, X. I don't know, X is a stretch, but
Yeah.
like,
I knew her. I knew her. Yeah.
I knew her. Yeah, X is a stretch, but he's like, yeah, 6 X is stretch. I'm like, oh, you guys got me to one of these, so. It was, it was something else.
How are you feeling in that?
Good.
Well,
When you
yeah.
figure out what they've done to you, what's going through your mind?
So a lot of them have or have been on those kind of shows, like reality shows. So the first few days, I'm just kind of analyzing like everyone because I'm like, dang, like, are you guys playing like a character or is this like how you guys actually like are?
Yeah.
And not to mention, like, I'm not like shy around cameras, but this was literally like a camera experience 24/7. We have mics around our neck 24/7, like everything you say. So that took a little bit of adjusting. It's like, dang, like, yeah. I felt like I had to be on PC mode a lot, majority of the time. Like, yeah, you know, in a way. But
oh my gosh,
that's awesome.
But yeah, like it was my first. To go into my thought process, the first few days was like, dang, like, mind you, she actually liked, I guess, one of the guys or whatever, or wanted to be with one of the guys, and she was hanging out with him 2 weeks prior. So the collective group was like, dang, like, how do we basically fit in? All in all, I haven't talked to her in like 3 years, so I'm trying to find I'm basically trying to find a way in for the cash prize the whole time. And I ended up basically figuring out or coming to the conclusion that, okay, like, basically I have to show my value to the camp. So I was the firewood guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the firewood was a instrumental part of camp. Like, we needed fire to cook. We needed fire for light at night, all that, because we didn't have electricity, no phones or anything like that for 3 weeks, right? 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh.
So, it's funny, like, I had a funny strategy at times. You know, in the morning, I would get firewood, bring it back, like big logs. It was my workout, part of my workout too as well. But big logs, get it for the day, right? So basically to make them notice that, okay, like, you guys kind of like need me here, like, I would kind of ration the times when I would go get firewood. So whenever, I guess, elimination days would come around, I would either chill for a little bit and kind of make it known that, in a way, subtly, you know, just walk by a few logs, and then all of a sudden when we don't have it, like, dang, like,
we need Gary.
Kind of hard, so we kind of need Gary here. So,
oh man, that's
not bad.
So yeah,
that's
amazing.
Plan. And then have this lady say to you that she doesn't trust you.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
I know, and everyone was confused. Everyone was confused, but the person that she ended up picking, and there was literally no competing with the type of manipulation that he was on.
That's the
Gary.
worst. Yeah, I mean, you can't be, I feel like to win these games, you have to be calculating and manipulative, which, you know, is not necessarily trustworthy. Did you look around and, like, just selfishly go, yeah, I'm the best looking guy here. I'm the best thing that ever happened to her.
I was for sure like, dang, like, I mean, this is not even just my own thought process, but they were telling me, dang, like, this guy's just like superior, like, we're gonna freaking lose in a way. But if that game was like, there's no it's not really a gripe. I'm not really too upset or whatever or anything, or upset at all, but it's just funny how the person who won, like, didn't win any competitions.
Yeah.
Didn't win any competitions, and, you know, it's purely relationship based, but it was all good. It was all fun.
Gary,
all fun nonetheless.
this lady sucks.
Yeah,
she sucks.
I don't like her.
Yeah, exactly. I'm better than that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, come on,
and there's no way that anyone on that
I hate
island
her.
was fitter or more talented than you. I mean, you know, professional football player, like you said, you had to get the firewood. You kept that island going.
That island going. I honestly felt like I was the glue that had everyone together. All these other guys, they needed sunscreen, they needed their sand. They wanted to be so comfortable, and I'm like, yo, this is actually cake. This is a vacation.
I think you were
And
too good.
It was clear. Everyone never. It's almost like it's almost like they were jealous that I was mentally doing too good.
Yeah.
So,
I think there's
hate all of
something to that you're too good. It was too easy for you. Maybe she was intimidated. Maybe she wanted someone that, wasn't as superstar as you are.
Yeah, she's like, she wanted to be the star of the show.
Yeah.
This is her show. So, get this. He's obviously doing the best, but, yeah, he's got to go. You can't have him, stealing all my shine.
And you know what else? You know what else? How dare this woman call you her ex?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know, right?
That's a hell of a leap.
That's game right there. That's game right there. She's trying to create an all-star lineup squad, but it's all good. It's all good. There's no beef there. We all get it. We all get it.
I am gonna say, Gary, I'm gonna start saying that ex. No, I knew him.
Yeah, I knew her.
I knew him.
I knew ex is a little
She
stretch.
was a roommate. Well, Gary, forget that lady.
Yeah.
Forget that stupid show. Mr. Beast sucks. And the Battlehawks don't. Go get a win this weekend and then go win the finale and get yourself in the playoffs. And how about get to this championship game, man? We're looking forward to it.
100%. We got to, one game at a time. And I will replay this. I'm cool with Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is cool. He's cool with me. He can bring me on another show. I said just make sure it's Beast.
Right.
Make sure it's Beast games next time.
Okay, you can like Mr. Beast, but Gary Jennings Jr. loves Mr. Beast. I'm not a huge fan.
Hey,
that's different.
But we also.
I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We also need to make sure we get some Tarps Off crew at the Dome.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you've seen the Tarps Off crew with the St. Louis Cardinals.
No, 100%.
Yeah, we need to get that at the Dome.
Yeah. I know, right? I honestly thought I saw it. I'm pretty sure I saw
Pretty
it.
sure you did.
I definitely saw it.
Yeah.
I definitely saw it this past game. No, it was at the Dome.
That's
right?
awesome.
Oh, good.
No. Yeah, I mean, that's what I think how the football, we could even outnumber the baseball Tarps Off.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Well,
I
Gary,
agree. We got to get a whole wave of tarps.
Yeah.
Tarps off.
The whole building, because you know what it's like
Whole
in there.
building.
People,
whole building tarps off. Why? Yeah, come on.
let's go.
Why not?
Gary Jennings Jr., you're awesome, man.
Yeah.
Good luck this weekend. We love talking to you, and let's talk again before the season's over.
100%. Sounds like a plan. Love you guys.
Battlehawks receiver Gary Jennings Jr. again. They will play on Sunday night against the Gamblers, and if they win, they are in the playoffs. And you know what else? We have a pair of Battlehawks tickets to give away to you right now. We need caller number 5 to the contest line at 314-955-1120. 314-955-1120. Those tickets given to us by the Battlehawks to give to you. Good luck. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Hello, 4th of July.
Back-to-back Jack. Kerry Robinson, a hero tonight.
The Cubs visit St. Louis May 29th through the 31st for a weekend of baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium. The history is real. The fans are loud, and the energy in the ballpark is unmatched. Day or night, every pitch matters when these two meet. So get ready, Cardinals fans. This is what summer baseball in St. Louis is all about. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/tickets.
The weekend starts at Busch Stadium. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou. With $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at cardinals.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Feel the rhythm And turn it up, St. Louis. Legendary rock icons, Santana and the Doobie Brothers are bringing the heat to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater June 20th for the Oneness Tour 2026. From Black Magic Woman to Listen to the Music, this is the concert event fans don't want to miss. It'll be a summer night soon not forgotten. Santana, the Doobie Brothers. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, go to KMOX.com/events.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code MONEY to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code MONEY to borrow up to $10,000. Use code MONEY to borrow up to $10,000.
If you or someone you know suffered any injuries involving a deployed airbag, you could be entitled to compensation. Morgan & Morgan has already recovered millions. Get America's largest injury law firm fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Spring is here in St. Louis, and if you're thinking about selling, now's the time. But timing is only part of it. This is Debbie Monterey, and I'm with Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria, why is it still so important to choose the right realtor?
Simple. Not every home is selling fast or for top dollar. Here's the difference. I already have the buyers. With over 2,400 buyers in waiting, I'm not just listing your home. I'm matching it with demand. That's how I offer my guaranteed sale program. We sit down, agree on the price and timeline, and if your home doesn't sell, I'll buy it myself. But my goal isn't to buy your home, it's to sell it for the most money possible in the least amount of time. And that's exactly what my system does. My clients don't have to hope their home sells. I guarantee it.
If you're selling your home this spring, call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX. Now, a look back at this week's Chris and Amy Show, out of context.
I think more people need to get slapped these days.
Can't put eggs in my gas tank.
Interesting. That's what you get? Clowns with no talent?
Mark's course. I will be shot on sight.
I do not think you were a butthole.
Yeah, there's nothing sexier than bringing a hard-boiled egg with you wherever you go.
I am not proud of this product. It does not meet my standards, and it won't meet your standards.
What a week.
Every Friday about this time, we do the Week Out of Context, where we try to remember what it is we were talking about when we said these things. By the way, congratulations to Keith from Shiloh, who won tickets for the Battlehawks, our final pair of tickets. So now it's time for the game. Matt Pajeski, go.
You guys said some horrible things this week, and I'm happy to play them back for you. Amy, we're going to start with you. Can you give some context to this?
Interesting. That's what you get? Clowns with no talent? Yes, because Ranj was talking about talentless clowns who I don't remember.
We were talking about how the content in your Instagram or TikTok algorithm is all fake.
Oh, yeah.
It's all this contrived stuff. And then Ron said, I only get talentless clowns in my algorithm.
And I was joking that he literally got clowns.
I honestly thought it was a Truth Social post. I'm not sure. Like, that sounds like something the president would say.
Yeah. All right, Ron, you're up next.
Can't put eggs in my gas tank. We're going to talk about how everything's more expensive, including gas. And Amy said, well, eggs are cheaper.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, can't power my car with eggs, so that doesn't help.
Good job. Correctamundo.
And let's remember in Back to the Future 2, they powered the DeLorean with like eggshells and trash. Remember that?
And banana peel.
And a banana peel.
No, that was actually the first one.
Oh, that's right.
It was at the end of the first one.
Amy, defend this.
I think more people need to get slapped these days. I don't think I was paying attention this week. Okay, people need to get slapped because they said mean things. And I said something about, like, is it okay to... Oh!
I know what this
Joey
is.
Chestnut and hot dogs. Yes.
He slapped somebody.
He did. And I said, but what if that person had said something mean about his mom or his wife? And Ranj said, still not okay. And I said, well, yeah, what if someone said something about your old battle axe? You wouldn't slap that guy?
I think you should.
Well, I guess it depends. What did they say?
Were they right?
You know, you got a point.
She is a problem.
You're not wrong, but please don't say that.
I
Now you're putting me in a bad spot.
Ranj, give some context to this.
Mark's course. I will be shot on sight.
I know what that is.
I don't.
That's when I was going to go see the reflecting pool, but they have a fence around it.
Yeah.
When I was in
and
DC.
I told you to jump over the fence to go see it. I said, nothing bad ever happens to people who jump over fences in the Capitol.
That's correct. So,
You know, well, I don't think I was paying attention this week at all.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this.
Got a few more. These, the last two are not from you guys. This one's from Major Garrett.
I am not proud of this product. It does not meet my standards, and it won't meet your standards.
now he's talking about this show.
Yeah. Yes.
No, he was talking about
The DNC?
the DNC's autopsy about their failure in 2024 to win the election and
It
how
was-
bad of a job that was the DNC chairman
Yeah.
saying that this report is bad.
Yeah.
And that's why they didn't want to release it at first.
Got
So-
one last one from a listener who left a voice message on the Odyssey app.
I do not think you were a butthole.
Talking to Ranj.
Yeah, it's because I didn't cut in front. It was my turn to go. But I stepped in front of the lady on the plane who thought she was going to get up and walk in front of me when we were deplaning. And she was an old lady with a cane. And I said, not today, lady. You're not getting in front of me. We have a system. We go row by row by row. If you need special accommodations, you should work that out ahead of time. And the flight attendant even came by earlier and said, if you need a wheelchair, we will stay in your seat and we will bring one to you. And this lady stood up anyway, thought she was going to get in front of me. And I said, hell no, not today.
You know
Walked
what?
right in front of her.
Something was wrong with me this week because I would have said, oh, it's because you left the wedding early. That was like
No.
last week.
Back on Monday at 9 o'clock. Yep, on Memorial Day, I will be here with John Hancock hanging out with you. Anything you missed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. But it's the Gas House Gang coming up next. Matt Pauley, Mike Claiborne, and me. We'll talk to Danny Wexelman. A lot of Cardinals talk next on KMOX.